What is up, Friday Nighters? Welcome back to another episode of Just Another Friday Night. It is Just Another Friday Night. My name is CM Chuck. This is Double A.
What's up, everyone?
Welcome back, guys. Another exciting episode here to do with you guys. Trying to start a little bit early, trying to tighten it up, trying
What time
to.
is it anyway?
It should be exactly 7. It should be
is.
exactly 7.
Wow.
So I'm proud of myself
Wow.
already. You know what I mean? No more snoozing. We got our beers already cracked. So if you're joining us on the Facebook Live, come on in, say hello, give us a comment. Guys, don't forget that although we are on YouTube and you can watch the complete and unabridged show on YouTube, if you like the tighter version, the 2-hour, the 2:30 version, you can go to Spotify, Anchor, where else, Double A?
Stitcher, podcast, or Podbean, something.
Google Podcasts,
Google, Amazon,
all the major podcast platforms. We should be pretty much on there.
Breaker, Stitcher.
If there's something that we're not on, let us know. Whatever.
I mean, you just put it on our name and you'll see like all the platforms that we're on. But Spotify will probably be your best bet. I hear that's where everyone goes.
Yeah, that's where I go. That's where I listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
I actually watch Lucky and Joe. I watch them. Now they're on YouTube as well.
Mm-hmm.
They now watch this guys. I was listening to them on Spotify, but now I'll look at them a little bit on YouTube. But see, I don't pay for the YouTube Premium, so if I navigate away from YouTube, it cuts off.
Yeah,
I
it
can't
does.
hear it.
No.
So I like Spotify where I can keep hearing
Yeah.
it. That's also how I listen to Jerry D and Totally Rad Christmas.
Okay.
But sometimes I'll listen to him on Apple Podcasts because he's on there too, which I think Lucky and Joe are as well. But what is y'all's favorite form of listening? I'm imagining people that are watching us on live enjoy probably watching the live version right now.
Mm-hmm.
But do you have a favorite podcast app? If so, what is it? Tell us. Let us know. We'd like to hear how it is that you like to listen to the show when you're not watching it live here with us. Double A, what happened this week in the world of pop culture? Anything new, exciting?
Yeah, the James Bond movie opened up.
That's
today.
out
today.
Yeah.
You know, finally, after almost 2 years almost.
When will you watch? Because people don't know this, but we have like kind of it's been a little bit null, but we had like a long-standing tradition of you and I and your brother, Friday Nighter Will the Thrill, going to watch the James Bond movies, probably going back as far as maybe the one right after GoldenEye. Yeah, the Pierce Brosnan.
Tomorrow Never
era.
Dies. Yes.
Yeah, Tomorrow Never Dies. So I'd say after GoldenEye, we got pretty good about going together. Kara in the house. Woo, woo, Friday Nighters. What's up, Kara? Friday Nighter Kara. I don't know if you saw, Kara, but your shirt was on live last week that you got me for my birthday. Thank you very much for that awesome gift. But when did you think it died down a little bit?
The Craig one, because I haven't... I missed Casino Royale. That was my bad. I should have went to go see it. That's probably the only movie of his that I probably was like, damn, we should have went. Mm-hmm. We went to see Quantum. Me and my brother. I don't remember if you were
I don't know
there.
if I was there either.
But then I didn't see Skyfall. I saw Skyfall at his house. Man. And then we saw Spectre in the theater.
Yeah.
But yeah, so...
I do remember seeing Skyfall in the theater,
Craig
but I can't
has
remember
been
who
up and down.
Yeah.
So.
Which they're mainly all good, right? Except maybe Quantum.
I don't like Quantum.
Yeah, that's a little bit one like...
I didn't like Spectre because I thought Spectre was Goldmember.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. You totally ripped off that plot. I was like, come on, you're James Bond. You're not Austin Powers. Come on, man.
I watched...
The brother. They're
brother.
like stepbrother. I'm like, come on.
Skyfall I watched over and over. That's the one with Javier Bardem, right? Yeah, that one's like awesome.
And I think the introduction of Q, the new Q.
That's right. Which
because
is
I don't
Ralph
think
Fiennes,
Q
right?
was, no, he's M.
Oh, he's M, right? Yeah. The new Q is...
I don't know where you would recognize him. At one point, he was almost going to play Freddie Mercury at one point. When they were having that whole scuffle after Sacha Baron
Cohen dropped out.
And, I think Rami was like the last minute replacement. But,
Really?
have you ever seen Cloud Atlas?
No.
Okay, I really don't know where else that dude comes from.
Okay.
But, yeah, his first introduction, I think it's M's as well.
Okay.
Ralph Fiennes.
Ralph Fiennes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's been kind of up and down with Daniel Craig.
With Daniel
we
Craig
saw
ones.
Tomorrow Never Dies. We saw World Is Not Enough. And we saw Die Another Day.
We were on a good little streak there for a minute.
Yeah, we were.
For a good minute there. But I'm looking forward to it. When do you think you'll go watch?
I'm going to try and go Sunday.
Okay.
Because, his movies tend to be real long.
Yeah,
They're
that's
like
true.
2 hour epic. So
Yeah.
2.5 sometimes. So.
Damn, I don't know if I'll be able to go Sunday. Sunday, if for you guys that don't know, Friday night or Foxy Roxy, her bar, the Bang Bang Bar, will be hosting a Halloween market. I thought it was a Halloween art market, but she put Halloween market. But it usually is a lot of like artists that create their own things. So like I think sometimes there's one lady there, she like 3D prints her own earrings, and they're like all these cool shapes. But me and Friday nighter Jess will be out there. She is going to be doing some. She has these, well, the one hat I've shown before, but then she showed like a sneak peek of the new hat she's doing. Really, really cool.
I saw it.
It's amazing. So I'm looking forward to being out there with her and seeing that. I may even take just another Friday night gear or whatever and see if I can unload any while we're there. Rizzo in the house. What up, Riz?
Hey,
we
what's up,
appreciate
Rizzo?
you being here, brother. I know you just told me that you're out and about, so no worries. You can always catch it on the reruns. I'll put up the thing for the let me put up the thing for the art market here. That'll be Saturday, which is the 10th.
Tomorrow?
12 to 4. No, it's Sunday.
It's Sunday.
Let me fix that real quick on here so I don't confuse people. So that's bad. I'll hide
Yeah,
that
because I was
away.
like,
yeah.
I could have sworn it was Sunday.
Sunday's the 10th though, right? I got that correct.
Today's the 8th. Tomorrow's the 9th.
Look at this instant fix here, guys.
Ooh,
right there. See
very
that?
nice.
Some skills remain.
Save.
There we go. There we go. Sunday, 10:10. But most of us will be wanting to watch football. But if you get a chance and you want to do something different, head out there. There's always some really cool stuff out there. There's one lady who does these different kind of earrings. I think she makes them, but it's like little she's got like little pistols, Coke bottles, like stuff that you would milk cartons, like random stuff. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, I try and get out there and check that out. Riz says, unfortunately, it's too loud. I can't hear y'all right now, but I'm going to catch y'all on the replay. All right, appreciate it, Rizzo. Catch us later, brother. But yeah, guys, again, it's the Bang Bang Bar, 119 El Mio Street from 12 to 4. Be a lot of cool stuff out there, artists, and there's drinks as well. And I think they have a few TVs inside. If you want to go check the scores on the game, there's pool tables in there. I think they have a pizza oven so that you can get pizza. So if you get a chance to come out and catch us and hang with us, you still get to watch, the majority of the late game. So come and hang out on that day. What else, Double A? Anything else?
Yeah, I mean, the big Texas Comic Con, man.
That's right.
probably
Started today.
It's probably our biggest that we have here in San Antonio. The voice of Goku, if you guys are Dragon Ball fans, he's there. The first Night King, the one who played the Night King the first time around.
Yes,
he's here.
I just saw a movie with him on Prime. Prime's are putting out the Halloween movies. It's called Bingo Hell instead of Bingo Hall, and he's the primary antagonist.
I think he's Joe Chill too, right?
I believe he is.
In the Christian Bell.
In the Christian Bell one, you're right. Yeah,
that
I think
little
so.
bit, I think.
Yeah, I think you're correct.
Let me see who else is there. We got
Martin Cove,
Kreese, Sensei Kreese from Cobra Kai. We got Doug Jones, creatures from the Guillermo del Toro movies. Silver Surfer for the Fantastic Four. If you guys are Hocus Pocus fans, he's a zombie. Kurt Angle is going to be here tomorrow only. Tomorrow only,
Kurt Angle.
Lita will be here all 3 days.
Awesome,
Yeah.
man.
Jim Starlin, the creator of Thanos. So for you comic book fans, Jim Starlin, Death in the Family.
And the Infinity Gauntlet, right?
Infinity Gauntlet.
So those
run.
are pretty hefty right there. If you want to get your hands on something like that signed, that'd be a good one to definitely get.
It's a cool little crowd. They definitely have had bigger crowds, but I'm guessing it's still, COVID is still around. So obviously it's not like a full cast. Blessing.
Thank you.
So
as I sneeze, right?
Yeah, I think I think everyone else is pretty much quiet for this weekend at least.
Oh, your guy, Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah.
That's probably the big name.
Yeah.
Mandalorian, Breaking Bad. I see he's going to be the main villain in the new game. You know what I mean? So Far Cry 6, I believe. If you're a game
Steve's in the house.
Steve, cheers to you, buddy. What are you drinking tonight, Steve? I'm having a Corona first. I got like a mixed bag tonight.
I don't know how you feel about this. Kind of like staying on the topic of Mandalorian, but more and more keep saying Gino Carano may be coming back for season 4.
I think me and you are of the same mind on that, where we're all for it because I like the way she plays the character, and I don't really like when they switch midway. And I mean, I think that I'm interested enough in that character.
And then I don't know why the Lucy Lawless thing.
Is that still
as a
being
replacement?
talked about?
No, but I mean, it's weird. I'm like,
She's too old.
yeah, you're not Xena anymore.
Yeah, like in that time she would have been great, but not
Yeah,
now.
so I'm all for it. I hope Gina comes back. I hope it's true that Jon Favreau is really pushing for her. So
Yeah, that's cool. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you know, at the end of the day, we said everyone's entitled to their opinion or whatever.
Exactly.
And although we don't agree with her on
no,
many
but
things.
you know what? Speaking of that, now I saw that the actress who plays Shuri.
Oh, I know, anti-vax.
You didn't hear about that? That
Yeah.
how people want her gone from the series. I'm like, oh, here we go again.
Yeah.
It was like everyone was all for her. Now everyone's all, oh, forget it. She's
People are allowed
anti-vax.
to believe what they want.
on,
They're allowed to do
people.
what they want. Doesn't mean you get to cancel them.
At first, when they used to say, wrestling, doesn't do what the fans want, I can kind of see why now.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we get so pissed off at wrestling for not pushing the guys we want, but then it's kind of like, well, here we go again. It's just when somebody says something on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, it's right away, get them fired.
I mean, like, if you're of one, unfortunately political thought process, it's like you want to damn these people, and if you're of the other, you want to damn these people. It's like, hey man, you know what? We're fans of pop culture. We're fans of the work they're doing.
Like, stop already, man.
Yeah,
This
I
game
thought
is insane.
she was a great Shuri. We were all for her becoming the new Black Panther.
Apparently not
And then,
anymore now, so.
remember, once the cameras stop rolling, these people have opinions. They have thoughts. I mean, like, they're gonna think their own things. It doesn't mean you get to. I mean, I guess you can damn them. You can not go watch the movie.
Man, it's gotten to a point where like the studios start listening, and before you know it, we get the fucking thing where it says they've been fired.
Yeah.
I'm like, golly.
I mean, I'll admit there are certain things that you cannot say. Don't be coming out with racist stuff, sexist stuff.
Sure.
You can't be, harassing people sexually or whatever. You know what I mean? So if you're doing that, then yeah, you deserve to be fired from your job, because that will be anybody at their job would get fired for that. But other things that you're just having an opinion on,
She doesn't believe in anti-vax. I mean, the vaccine.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, there's probably people that that don't believe in it. So there's people that I know and that I work with that don't.
So
you know what I mean? We can't run around with needles jabbing people in the arm, and so that becomes one of the horror movies we're talking about. But hey, fuck it, whatever. I hope that she keeps.
I hope she comes back.
All that.
I really hope she does.
DC Fandom coming. People seem really excited. They said that there's going to be a lot of stuff revealed. And
I just want to see the Black Adam stuff.
Yeah.
I don't really care about anything else. They're so fucked up over there.
I think they really need to drop a trailer for that already. Like, it's like we've been waiting so long, So.
And then that Flash movie is the one that seems to be getting people buzzing. So
I know people want to see Michael Keaton.
And then Ben Affleck just said that he had a great time filming. So
that's good to hear, right?
Yeah. So after the whole Justice League debacle, the Joss Whedon stuff that we started hearing more and more about. About how behind the scenes he's an asshole. So
yeah, and it sucks because you think to yourself, right? Like, you probably saw stuff going on or whatever, and you're wondering to yourself, you want to think that everyone's going to stand up for everybody or whatever, but I mean, sometimes you don't know, or you don't. It doesn't cross your mind to do that, so you just don't. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like the whole Stanley Kubrick thing. With The Shining,
right?
About how he made Shelley Long,
Duvall,
her life miserable on the set. Yeah. Jack Nicholson didn't do a fucking thing about it. So.
Yeah.
And at that time, he was already big time.
Sure.
He already had an Oscar already by that point. So.
And it kind of is crazy because like Kubrick has that reputation, right, or whatever. You know what I mean?
But see, I don't know. I never heard anyone from Full Metal say that. I never heard anyone from Eyes Wide Shut from 2001. That was like the only movie I ever heard.
Yeah.
Where he was kind of an asshole.
I just know that they say he likes to do a lot of takes. And he takes a long time to film, like a year to film.
Well, Eyes Wide Shut was like what, a year or two?
I think so.
Right, just so after it was done wrapping, like it took him like forever.
And normally a film is like shoots for like 3 to 6 months, I think, and then they do the editing process, and then it takes a while for it to come out. But yeah.
Sporting news: boxing fight, the third fight in the trilogy. Hopefully, it'll be the last. It's Fury and Wilder.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about this. CM, like, I really love the first fight. I think Fury did win that first fight. And then he won for sure in that second fight. And then, I used to have, a lot of respect for Wilder until now he's saying Fury cheated. His cornermen were stupid. The suit weighed him down, even
Yeah.
though you should have known about that already.
Right.
You know, and he just came out with so many excuses about why he lost that second fight.
What were the results of those first two?
The first one was a draw.
Okay.
The second one, Fury knocked him. Well, he didn't. He won by TKO on the seventh when the Wilder's corner threw him in.
Okay.
Because he was just beating the shit out of Wilder. He was.
Yeah.
So this is a third fight. So he demanded the rematch. He got it. So because Fury was supposed to fight Joshua, so they can unify the belts.
And then he lost to the.
But no. But that's what happened. But then Wilder, did his little rematch clause, and so that kind of fucked everything up.
I see.
And then Joshua ended up fighting this other dude and lost his belts.
Yeah.
So.
And who's the guy he lost to?
And you know what? My brother says he's a really good heavyweight, very underlooked.
Okay.
And it just showed, I guess, because he beat Joshua. So.
Yeah. There you go. Who that guy has shown that he can be beaten. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah. That's another guy that it looks like he has a bad chin, and now he's worried about getting punched, even though he's like, I think Joshua's like 6'5", 6'6". I mean,
he always looks in great shape.
Huge,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah. I heard that Fury's about 20 pounds heavier than the last one, so maybe he wasn't training as hard. I mean, these guys would benefit from
what
some
sucks?
footwork.
No, but
man.
you know what sucks though is that this fight was supposed to have happened like last month, 2 months ago, and obviously I forgot someone caught COVID. I think it was Fury's team.
Okay.
And I mean, obviously that's going to throw everything off.
Yeah.
The Muhammad Ali doc I was watching, they said Sonny Liston was ready, and then something happened where Ali got hurt or something, and he started drinking Liston.
Oh, wow.
So he got kind of out of shape by like the second fight. But they were saying that, man, that Liston was lean, he was cut, and damn, it just,
It's got to be a mental drain too, right? Like you're in training camp, and then you think the fight's coming up, and then you're like, well, fuck, what do I do? Go back to camp?
Yeah, because you're so isolated, you're still trying to just prepare, and then all of a sudden this happens, you're like, fuck, another month, another 2 months of fucking training. Like none of the boxers like training,
Excuse me, guys. I don't know whatever got you a couple days ago getting me now. You're a little stuffy, but yeah, for sure, man. So, I'm curious to see what's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like as a boxing fan, you know what I mean?
For
For
sure.
I mean, because really, if Wilder wins, it's kind of like, well, they kind of split the whole thing. It's like it potentially, I guess, it's a fourth fight. You know what I mean? To determine.
Maybe. Yeah.
We're
just never gonna see Joshua fight these two fucking dudes. Because I'm still interested, even though Joshua has lost already twice. That aura is gone.
Right.
I still want to see him and Wilder go at it, and I still want to see him and Fury go at it.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm feeling like that's more and more. It's going away.
Right.
And it's like you said, if Wilder wins, fuck. That means Fury's going to want a shot back.
Yeah. And I'm sure Joshua gets a rematch with the guy that beat him.
That's the other thing.
You know what I mean?
He's going to get that rematch.
It was like with Pacquiao and Mayweather, right? Like, we feel like we waited way too long to get it.
No, Mayweather fucking waited and waited and waited. Yeah. So after Pacquiao had so many fucking brutal fights.
Yeah.
That before he was like, okay, I'm ready.
The fact that Pacquiao even gave Marquez that fourth one where he got knocked out real bad.
I don't know why.
I was like, if I've already beat you 3 times, did he beat them all 3? I know he had
was a
won
draw.
2.
One was a draw, and then Pacquiao had won 2. But
so then I'm like, we're good.
That whole trilogy, though, was disputed. Like they said, Marquez should have won 1 or 2.
A lot of by decisions?
Yes.
Because I remember him knocking Marquez down a bunch of times. But I know he was known for getting knocked down.
Yeah. And then Marquez just knocked the shit out of
Yeah, in that one.
Cold.
But it's kind of like it took you 4 times, man.
But like I said, they said that first fight should have been Marquez.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe I need to probably rewatch that.
Yeah, because they say, this was that when Manny was hot, super hot.
But it was a draw.
Yeah, draw. Okay. But a lot of people were like mad saying that Marquez should have won.
But see, then you come back and you win 2 definitively. It's kind of like, okay.
Well, they were never really definitive.
No.
Okay.
No. Interesting.
But so it's weird that they, like in the old days, you used to get 4 or 5 fights. Like
really?
Sugar Ray, Jake LaMotta fought 6 times.
Shit.
And that series was like 5-1. Sugar Ray 5, Jake
See,
1.
I'm not gonna fight a guy if I've already won best of 5.
But it's like they fought so many times. I was like, so
crazy.
Hey man, football. Man,
what a game!
Patriots almost fucking got the fudge.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting for me and my dad. We watched it together. We watched the whole game. He took the next day off because normally he leaves early on a Sunday when my dad comes to visit, and so we, I had my girl put it on the YouTube TV because like she gets like the
That's
major
right.
games.
That's where my brother sees it from.
Yeah. So, but you only get like what would be on TV.
Well, he gets Red Zone, so that's how we watch it.
Okay,
like, all
cool.
the
Oh, that's
games.
cool. So he pays for that extra bit. Well, the way she has the basic one, we just get to watch the main games. So we got to see, I got to see some during the day, which Texans and Dallas were on. But then at night we wanted to watch that one. It's the only game on, so we watched it, and I was impressed. I was like, okay. I kind of felt like that Mac Jones played better because he was like, damn, this is like all eyes on me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he had a really good completion rating. Like, it was he played well. And then the rain is exciting, right? I was like,
yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I was just expecting Tampa to come in and blow their brains out.
Yeah, and it sucked for me because I have like fantasy players on both teams, so it was kind of like, you know. But I mean, I have Brady who's my quarterback, who I need him to like score, and I need like Evans to score. Yeah, it was a good game. I enjoyed it. I was like, all right, you know, I kind of felt bad that Gronk couldn't be there. I'm sure he would have liked to see the reception.
Yeah, man, another season that he's probably gonna be lost. I heard he got 3 broken ribs and a punctured lung. So I didn't know what's wrong with that dude. That dude's big. He's solid, but man, every year it's like him and JJ.
Yeah.
It's like one hit, man.
Or maybe you play,
puts him out.
Yeah, you're playing with an intensity, you know what I mean? And like, you know.
Unless those guys are deliberately trying to hit him harder.
Maybe so, yeah.
But man, it's like Gronk really can't go a whole season.
Yeah. It's
being
tough,
injury free, you know.
Now, your guys won again, right?
Yeah, they won again.
You're on a 3-game streak.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
They beat Carolina, so that was kind of like a test. Because Carolina was undefeated.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, but it looks like Zeke's kind of waking up a little bit more and more.
This is about the time
he had about 143 yards.
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah. I had a good week because I won in both my leagues. I hadn't been winning, and I was like, I need some wins.
I was hoping to repeat in ours, but man, I didn't do very well this.
Oh no, me neither. There was some upsets.
Yeah, the Giants.
The Giants.
Yeah. Golly. And I think even the fucking Jets won too.
Yes, that's right. No, or was it? There was a tie. Wasn't there one tie?
No tie.
It was the Jets that won.
Yeah.
The crazy kick, was that the crazy kick this week?
I think
it was
so.
Fucking hit. So I don't know, but you know, that's football, right? And baseball news: the Yankees out, obviously.
Yeah.
But sucks. We got some Yankee fans here ourselves, and we know Friday Nighter Joe, Friday Nighter Holty Bear, Friday Nighter George, of course, you know, and Double A's Bros, Boy and Will also. So, but hey, it's baseball, right? You know, baseball in October. What are you gonna do? Anything else pop culture wise, Double A? You know what I watched? I'm getting in the Halloween spirit, right? I'm getting in the mood for those kind of movies. I had never seen that Trick or Treat before.
Oh, I still haven't seen it.
You haven't seen that one with the little guy, Sam, or whatever? Yeah. I always see his stuff in spirit, and I was like, he looks cool. You know what I mean? I want to see it. And I watch it, and I was like, wow, it's really good. Like, it's like I could easily see it becoming part of the normal regular vibe, the rotation.
Is there a movie that you watch, like, every year that you have to watch? Maybe like a deep cut, not like a big movie, but like a deep cut movie, maybe.
So my probably deep cut movie, which I almost always put at the top of my horror list, that I don't always watch it, but I try to watch it, is Creepshow 2. Because that's the one. I always tell people I like that one better than the first one or whatever. And,
which other stories from Creepshow 2?
My favorite story is the old Chief Woodenhead story.
Okay, that was on there.
Mm-hmm. The raft.
They're so blurred for me.
Yeah, so, I know a lot of people think of raft. The raft.
Okay.
And then the third story is the hitchhiker.
Okay, see, that's a good one.
It's just those 3.
That's a good one.
Remember, the first one has 5.
The first one has Jordy, Stephen King's, and shit, I can't.
And it has the Leslie Nielsen one where and Ted Danson.
Yeah, and Ted Danson.
Yeah, it has Father's Day.
Yeah, you know that one too. Yeah,
which has got Ed Harris.
Yeah.
So those are those 3. Then there's the one with the crate, the monster in the crate.
Yeah.
And then the roaches is the last one.
Roaches.
Those are that one has 5 stories.
Yeah.
So I love that one too, but Creepshow 2 is really like in my heart.
Yeah, for sure.
You know.
No, it's just they're all really enjoyable. But I'd probably put on Creepshow 2.
Yeah.
Too. So
yeah, it's like the music and all that. How about you? Is there one that you really like to watch around this time of year?
Deep cut. I don't know, man. Like my go-to movie is always The Thing. So that's always.
So you'll make sure to watch it in October.
Yeah, because I was seeing that Friday Night Tony. He's putting up like a list of like some of his movies that he said are kind of like underrated horror movies. You know that people really don't talk about. You know, he was like, yeah, I can tell you to watch Exorcist. I can tell you to watch Halloween, but it's kind of like the same list.
Is he doing that on Instagram?
Yeah.
I need to catch up
so
with
it's
that.
like every story, every day, he's putting on like a different movie.
Okay.
To check out, you know.
I need to check out his list. I'm very curious.
On Eli Roth, he's doing that history of horror.
Right.
Yeah. So he did sequels that don't suck. and a lot of people said Psycho 2 is actually really good.
It's funny
and
you mentioned
Gremlins 2
that.
was on that list, and what else? Because it was like him, Tarantino. Oh, Nightmare on Elm Street 3. You know, the Dream Warriors.
Dream Warriors, yeah.
Yeah. So some of the sequels that I was like, oh, that's an interesting topic. You really don't hear that too much. Sequels that don't suck.
Yeah,
Or
for sure. It's so funny you mention that because just the other night, me and Jess, she wanted to see Psycho, and it wasn't anywhere. So we ended up just paying Amazon like $4 for it, right? And I hadn't seen it. I don't know if I'd ever seen it in its entirety.
Yeah, that's a really
wow,
good movie.
what a solid watch.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, this movie still holds up. Like,
really
it's very,
good
very good. Like, I loved it. Well, then we were telling Friday Night Foxy Roxy about this. So she brought over Psycho 2 last night. So we watched Psycho 2 last night.
How was it?
It was really good.
Right?
It's really good. Yeah, it has... she was telling me the main female in it is Jennifer Tilly's sister. Meg Tilly, yeah. And it's got Dennis Franz in it, you know what I mean? And... it's great. It's great. Like, I kind of predicted, like, I was like, okay, so what, he was in an asylum and he gets out? Like, is that how it starts? And she's like, yeah, you know what I mean? Because obviously he goes away after the first one. And it's years later, so it looks
22.
it looks very modern, you know what I mean? So it's like in the 80s. And it was, I was like, wow, this is like really solid. Like, it was a good movie. Like, you know.
Speaking of that, like, so kind of going back to last week's, you had a viewing with your sister. I wish she was here too.
Yes,
Manhunter.
I know.
What did you think after seeing Manhunter again? Last 5 minutes.
So we couldn't figure out Tom Noonan, right? Was the
really?
the Tooth Fairy? Yeah,
Oh,
he's the
okay.
Frankenstein from Monster
that's why
Squad.
I said Kane from RoboCop 2.
Right, that's right. Yeah, that's right. And I was like, but the Monster Squad thing hit me. Friday Night or Fox Roxy put that on our YouTube, and I was like, oh damn, like that. Yeah, I can see it. You know what I mean? It was great. It was like mainly like I remembered. I loved it.
I saw Amy didn't really like it. She's like, that's my least favorite. So.
Yeah, and I would say the same, only because I'm so used to Anthony Hopkins.
I like the aura around it.
No.
You know, William Peterson, Tom Noonan, like I said, he was excellent. I thought he was way better than Ralph Fiennes.
Okay.
For me.
Okay, I get you.
He just is creepier. He's creepier than
Ralph Fiennes. He definitely creepier looking for sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I just like that the story's a little bit deeper with her and him.
Because I
Reba and Dollar
forgot
High.
about that whole painting.
Yeah.
Where he eats it. So,
yeah.
You know, to consume
But it was cool that they showed the scene with the tiger as well with her. And it was fine. It has a cool 80s movie vibe. I liked it. I mean, I would definitely tell someone to watch it. And Roxy kind of agreed. She's like, no, I love them both. I just like... of the story, I like Red Dragon more. She's like, but dang, it's such a good movie. And I was like, oh yeah, I love the vibe, the music. You know, like she brought up the Inagata Devita at the end, and I was like, yeah, it's like you're like, damn, like I'm kind of at the edge of my seat. Yeah. Like, hey, he's great. William Peterson really is great. I like him a lot. Yeah, the Freddie Lounge guy is like a major jerk.
Like I said, it's Ike Kleiner.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that's
remember
who it is.
I told you.
Shit, he looks totally different.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Obviously, Dennis Farina is great. Like, it's just very good. You know what I mean? Yeah. I just wanted. I would have liked some more Brian Cox Lecter because you only get that one quick scene.
It's even though in the book though they say he's not in Red Dragon very much. But
yeah.
It's like cool that you. Still that little bit.
Yeah,
know?
And of course, I guess since the movie Red Dragon got him, they pumped it up a little bit. They put a little bit more Hannibal in there. So it's like, well, yeah, you got him. You might as well, put him in there a little bit more.
But I love that back in 14 with him and Will, you know, with William Peterson.
Yeah.
You know, that whole, how'd you catch me? You know,
yeah.
You had disadvantage.
And that's almost line for line, almost. Yeah. Even the aftershave part, the part about the bottom, like, damn, that's good.
I don't know. It's just, you can feel that fucking heated tension between those two.
Yeah.
You know, that you're just like, they have history and they fucking hate each other.
Oh, yeah.
Guts,
yeah. And I love the scene that's not really in Red Dragon is the little sting that they set up where they get the wrong guy. Yes. And I liked that scene. It was very intense.
Yeah.
I was like, man, this is a great scene. Like, I kind of wish that scene would have been included as well. But man, the two things I say about a movie AA, would I buy it and would I watch it again? That's a yes and a yes on Manhunter. So that's my highest praise I can give it. Now tell me, I saw you watched about 7 episodes worth of the show.
I liked it. I like Mads Mikkelsen. Man, I do. It's fucking creepy. Mm-hmm. I'm not too big on the Will though.
You Nancy? Okay.
Yeah, because I just don't. It's not him. I just don't like how they made him the robotic character, kind of like the where he's like afraid to talk to people. I'm like, that's not Will from Red Dragon or Manhunter. That's not Will Graham. Will Graham's not like shying away from people. The
character definitely grows. Let me tell you,
because I didn't like it so far. I love Mads. I love Lawrence Fishburne.
Isn't he a great Jack, yelling at people?
That fucking chick is fucking. She's just as annoying as the two male Freddie Lounge.
Yes,
yes,
so, gorgeous. But you're like, oh my god, this chick, like fucking, you hate her.
Will's the only one I'm kind of like, I'm still iffy about. But everybody else, I'm liking the tone, the look. I'm liking everything about it. So.
You know what's cool too is that in the Manhunter they make mention of the Garrett Jacob Hobbs. They don't mention that in Red Dragon, that I can remember. But very, very cool. I'm glad that you watched. I hope you'll continue.
I am. I'm going to try it because I saw it was only at 39 episodes.
Yeah,
so I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, just the 3 seasons, and you see Will grow. I think that you will feel different. I would love to talk with you about it. I hope so.
I hope I do because right now it's too much Bones for me. I don't know if you ever seen Bones.
No, I haven't.
She's kind of like that too. She's kind of like forensics and that's it.
I get you. Okay, well, guys, we're almost up against this first break. We're gonna read a couple of comments while this little bit of audio loads, and then we're gonna be right back and we're gonna get right into the topic, guys. We're keeping it tight with tonight's topic. See you in a minute. All right, guys, if you're here with us on Facebook Live, you know we didn't go anywhere. We got a little bit of comments in here. Steve says he's drinking the Carbach. Nice, Steve. Yeah, that's kind of your go-to, Steve. I like that. And Double A, I feel like you're out of frame here. There we go.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Then he's typing up the Aggies versus Alabama Saturday.
All right. Mac Jones' old team, Bama, but I'll root for Texas over that. Fuck Alabama.
Alabama's hard, man.
Yeah.
Alan Roxy in the house. She said Manhunter is gritty, and I love it. I love it too. I love everything about Manhunter. When I first saw it, I fell in love with it right away because I was like, I didn't know there was anything prior to Anthony Hopkins. I didn't know they had done a movie. You know, but I kept hearing every now and then I'll hear Manhunter, but then I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and man, when I finally saw it, I loved it.
Yeah, no, again, like I said, I now am like, I want to get a good copy. Like I want to get a nice copy. So I'm going to be on the manhunt for Manhunter.
Like I said, I've always enjoyed Michael Mann's movies. I like Collateral. I like Heat. I like Ali. You know, there's something about Michael Mann's that his movies, they feel...
He's a great director,
like I was watching Collateral. The look of that movie just looks great.
And the music...
feels like you're in Los Angeles almost, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know, the way he films, the settings, you know, how he uses the city...
You know what? We need to talk about him. I think we need to talk about him because me and you have had a conversation about Collateral specifically. I don't know if anyone else around us loves it as much as we both do.
I don't know.
And we talk about that wolf scene a lot.
Yes.
You and I had a deep conversation, especially when he puts, you know, Chris Cornell in the background.
The Sun,
I love that song.
Yeah,
and it's just like, you know, like
I said, he even makes the city... like you can feel like you're in Los Angeles, you know.
And I would love to even break that movie down with you because there's something about, and it's his directing where I kind of feel sympathetic towards Tom Cruise. Like, and his character is a bad guy.
And I was watching it and again last night, and you know, it's like he said, it's like you care about this guy you don't even know. There's, you know, he's like, what about Massacre Rwanda? You know, he starts putting things in perspective that you're just kind of like, you know, like wow.
Even like the Jamie and Jada thing. It's like so like it's becoming a lost art for a director to make you care about a character quickly. You have to make you care quickly because if you don't,
and you feel that way for Jamie Foxx for sure.
Yes, totally. You know what I mean? You know, just his little picture on his visor and him talking about it, the way he talks, and then the mom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the whole situation with him, it's like he could have just gave up. He could have just did what Tom Cruise said. And
you know, the club scene has always been one of my favorite scenes. The music where he's just killing people.
Yeah.
You know, getting to the main guy that he needs to get to. You know, the reloading scene. I had never seen anything like that before.
Yeah. He was a fucking badass.
He was.
And then the two taps too.
That's something that Michael Mann. Something about that because Heat. That's Robert De Niro's signature shot in Heat. If you remember.
I don't remember that.
Once in the hand and two in the chest.
Yeah, and the thing I think about that is that I think I learned is that either it's special forces or something like that, military, that is the way they train you.
Yeah.
I need to look up like where it comes from, but it's like a training way to get it.
You notice that's how he kills people in Heat too. Yeah. One in the head, two in the chest.
And it makes you think if they train you like, because some people, you know, you've heard of people getting shot in the head and they live. So they probably train you, if it, you know, get both just in case. So there's no fuck up. It's a clean kill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So very cool.
Michael Mann, I love his movies. Like I said, I seen Ali too.
Yeah.
Ali, has that same feel. So.
I like Ali a lot. She's a
Yeah.
great movie. Yeah. Roxy, thank you for your comments on YouTube. We greatly appreciate
Yeah, they
that.
were great.
Very
Yeah.
in depth. I love
Very
what you had to
informative.
say
Yeah.
about most recently when I asked you which did you prefer and your great explanation of why. And of course, you filling in our gaps on Tom Noonan. Really excellent too. I love him.
That dude
and
is super creepy in that movie.
Yeah.
Super fucking creepy.
and super endearing in Monster Squad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's been a run of Monster Squad
yeah, it seems like it, right?
podcasts lately because Jerry D just did one. He was a guest on a podcast. I just heard that episode. It was fantastic.
I'm not gonna lie, I barely saw a movie like 3 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one that I remember watching and like really like. I probably would rank it up like over some of the other ones because I watched it more. I watched it more than Goonies.
That movie has gained a lot of steam.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
And I love Goonies, but I just feel like I watched that one more. You know what I mean? Because I liked the monsters. You know what I mean? And everyone agrees about the monsters, how great they looked.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Jerry does a great bit about that. Of course, Now Watch This, Lucky and Joe, they covered Monster Squad recently or whatever. But the I can't remember the effects artist name right now. Roxy, if you're still listening, throw his name out there. But some of the best. I mean, we talked about the wolf transformation, like everything. Again, that's Uncle Rico as that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And apparently, there's like even a whole set of deleted scenes out there or whatever, and that people want like a cut that has it all in there because they were saying that there's times when you can catch it on TV and they'll include some of those little.
It's weird how TV movies movies come on TV, you see the whole thing like Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
They always show the whole director's cut,
Right.
with the deleted scenes.
Right.
It's weird,
Right. Like The Godfather, we always talk about that.
Yes,
that
where they
mushed
show the whole
copy.
Robert De Niro scene.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah.
Then you go into the Godfather 1 and 2.
And I'm like, man.
even then there's deleted scenes that they show in those first two movies. Too.
Yeah, I think we used to always say to her like, man, they should make a
Right.
version, an option, like
yeah.
an option where you can watch it in that order.
It's really cool to see it in that order. It's weird. Like you see all the Robert De Niro parts first,
Mm-hmm.
and then you go into the Godfather 1 and 2. So it's like, wow, that's really unique.
I kind of feel like maybe that would be like an easier way in for someone
so.
that's not
Yeah.
familiar with those movies.
I really think so.
I'm like, that might be like a good way in for you.
You figure out Vito and his family. By the time you get to Godfather 1, you already know the Vito character.
And how tight is that story?
Right?
Just the like,
Yeah.
I remember being like, that's why 2 is my favorite because I love that story. Is so engaging. You know what I mean? But shit, what else? Double A? I don't know.
Jason's here. He says, "What up?"
Oh, what
bros?"
up, Jason? You're not late today, brother. We appreciate you being here, man. Jason, before you ask what's going on this weekend, I'm going to let you know right now. We already talked about it a little bit. Big Texas Comic Con down at the Henry B. Convention Center, Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. It's going on today. It's going to be going on tomorrow and Sunday. If you get a chance, man, to get down there. I think the ticket...
There's going to be a shitload of comic book vendors, too, so you might find that elusive Red Hulk.
Yeah, you might find the Red Hulk you're looking for and probably a ton of other Red Hulk, man. So I highly suggest you go out there, go check it out, spend the day there, 10 to 7.
Every comic book person is going to be there. So.
Except our good friend Mario, who is in New York right now at the New York City Comic Con, which I'm sure we all wish we could be at as well, but, we're not there right now, so... You know what I mean? But, yeah, man, that is the big thing on tap this weekend. Again, not New York City Comic Con. New York City Comic Con if you're in New York. But for us, Big Texas Comic Con because we're in Texas. So, yeah, look at me going to bat for New York here. Joe is out at the East Central football game. We want to wish luck to the Hornets and his boy. So, hope they have a good, solid game.
It's school, so.
Yeah, bring home a win, guys. Hoping to catch up with Lucky the Dork Dad this weekend, hopefully. Again, guys, I just want a quick reminder. Do not forget that this weekend on Sunday at the Bang Bang Bar, the Halloween market. I will be there, yeah.
CM will be there.
I'll be there. My girlfriend has painted 2 really, really amazing hats, guys. These are one-of-a-kind, hand-painted hats. If you have this, there will be no one else in the world that has this. They're both gorgeous. I love them. I think a man or a woman can wear them. But it's going to be Sunday from 12 to 4, 119 El Mio Street. That's the Bang Bang Bar. So that's another thing going on this weekend. Jason, you want to head over to the Bang Bang Bar. Come out there and just check out the market. It's outdoor. People have tents set up. I've seen people have clothes. People have homemade jewelry, paintings. I've never seen too much collectibles out there, but you never know because she gets different vendors all the time. So hope that you guys will all come out and check that out. But again, if you're not, you might be over at Big Texas Comic Con, so check that out too. Let me see. Anything else? Double A there.
No, that's it. Let's go. Let's get going.
Let's
Our
do this,
episode,
guys.
bro.
All right, we're gonna get right into it now with the topic of the night. So
Yeah, earlier in the month or sometime last month, we did our first part.
that's
First
right.
part
That's right.
Of well, you want to go ahead and say?
Yeah, guys. So all tonight we're gonna talk the last 4 episodes of the now concluded series. Well, season 1 of What If, guys. So we talked prior and earlier in the few episodes back, pondering what if, because it was the first 5 episodes we covered, and we kind of did it that way because we thought it might have been a lot. Yeah, because they're separate stories. So we thought, but as we found out,
But
right?
it's like these last 4 were the connecting ones.
Yeah.
The first 5 didn't really seem too much, but
Right.
the last 4 did for sure.
Now, do you know Double A? Did the comics ever do that? Did they ever
No, there wasn't.
do like a
no,
tie-in?
They were all
All
separate
separate
stories
and a
Yeah.
self-contained single issue.
Just a what if, what if the Punisher's family had lived?
Mm-hmm.
What if Daredevil worked for the Kingpin? It was always stories like that. What if Spider-Man didn't marry Mary Jane? What if he married Black Cat?
Yeah.
It was never a story
Did they ever do like a what if Gwen lived?
Yeah, I believe they did.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, but it was always one shots.
Right.
Of just, what if this moment hadn't happened?
Yeah.
But here they
Took
they
a little
made
bit of a
it
different route.
a big different route. Yeah.
Now, did you like it or did you not like that?
I don't know. I was hoping just from the what ifs.
I'm going to tell you why I did like it. I liked it because I really feel like this is really kind of try and tie to what we learned in WandaVision, what we learned in Loki.
But I don't know if Watcher should have got involved right this way.
Right. Okay.
Right away.
Okay.
I was like, maybe they're going to save him for a bigger event.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's just like we're still playing with the characters that we know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We've yet to introduce the bigger Marvel now, because they're coming. Fantastic Four is coming. X-Men are coming.
Sure.
And Fantastic Four is really where his area is.
Yeah.
Of being a major figure,
Yeah.
Of what if. Or, Watcher. I'm sorry, the Watcher,
Right. Right.
But again, man, credit to Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah.
That dude is fucking killing it.
100%.
And you know what? If they ever introduce the Watcher to them continuing the movies, I hope they get Jeffrey Wright.
No,
right,
yeah, 100%, man.
I hope they do.
Definitely. I don't know how. I'm sure there'd be some CGI involved.
I'm sure there would be
to make him look that way. But yeah,
I hope he comes back as a Watcher.
So let's kick it off here, Double A. So I did a little bit of notes, guys. I actually remembered them this time. So
this first one I was really excited about.
Yeah.
This first one that we're doing now.
So it was episode 6, and it was. Excuse me. What if Killmonger rescued Tony Stark?
I was like, first off, me and Sam love the Killmonger character.
Very much so.
And then putting him now in the Iron Man kind of like realm, we're
Yes.
like, oh shit, that's gonna be nice.
Yeah, very cool. So as we all know, guys, like as the Watcher says in the beginning of the episode, like it just takes one thing, and I want us to kind of talk about that as we go through these Double A. What was the one thing? So this one thing was like pretty much instead of Tony not being rescued and spending time in this Afghanistan prison, and making the fursuit and all that. Instead, he's rescued by Eric Stevens, who we know is Killmonger from the Black Panther movie.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes sense. Yeah, Michael B. Jordan.
Which he comes back.
Yeah, it's his voice, and the guy that voices Stark, his name is Mick Wingert. So he's kind of the Stark for the animated show, Mike Wingert. I don't know him from anything else, but yeah, Lieutenant Eric Stevens. And this is cool because this is one of the things I really liked about the Killmonger character is that, yes, even though he always had these other motives, he's a military guy. He's a Navy SEAL, highly decorated, and I guess he happened to be there. And as he tells you...
Well, yeah, we find out a little bit later. He was definitely meant to be there.
Yeah, he had some intel, and it was he already knew about Obadiah Stane and his attempt to kill Tony. And
he was hired by them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he pretty much puts it all on blast or whatever. And instead, you know what I mean? It's like at that moment when maybe what you would consider the I am Iron Man moment from the original, you have this moment where Killmonger is just like, you know what? This guy is who set him up. And I dropped it all on the internet. And it's like, oh, damn. And he looks cool, right? In his white military uniform, you know what I mean? Again, the Navy SEAL decorated. They say he graduated from Annapolis at 19, which I did read. Some military guy wrote like that would be impossible, but it's kind of cool to add to his resume of what made him so badass. And then he like, Stark, of course, right away is like, oh man, I'll make you my chief security officer. And then once, Obadiah Stane gets revealed, as he reveals him, he's like, I'll make you my chief operating officer. So he becomes like the COO. And Tony and Happy, Happy and Pepper are kind of weary, right?
Very worried because, I mean, you don't know anything about this dude. He was paid to kill Tony.
Mm-hmm.
And now all of a sudden he's like, well, I got your back. Don't worry. It's kind of like...
And Pepper has a kind of an interesting line where she goes to Rhodey and she's like, tell us what I need to know about this guy. And he's like, why, you don't trust him? And she's like, well, people that get close to Mr. Stark, it's for a reason. Now, I'm going to tell you what, I didn't like this. So, number one, it's not Gwyneth. Gwyneth doesn't come back. But Jon Favreau is there, and it is Don Cheadle as Rhodey. So, for the most part, it's good. But, she's not there. It's, did I write down her name? Her name was Beth Hoyt, who voiced Pepper. And I want to give them credit for the people that, playing these other main people. What I didn't like is I'm like, she doubts Killmonger, but he saved Tony's life. She's like, oh, I want to know more. Like, people want to get close to Tony Stark for a reason. And I'm like, well, there's not a reason. He saved his life already. You know what I mean? So, and he unveiled this plot, you know what I mean, from Stain and all that. Like, all right. Like, I just feel like she's like all suspect. So it bothered me. Also too, when he first appoints him as chief security officer before he gives him the job, you hear Happy say like, oh, that was supposed to be my promotion or whatever, which it is kind of shitty of Stark. You know what I mean? Like, oh, well, you just overstepped this for this other guy that saved your life or whatever. You know what I mean? But, it just doesn't also cast Tony in a very great light, which he's usually not.
No, and it's actually pretty good that you don't, because Tony, before becoming Iron Man, he was an asshole.
Yeah.
Very self-obsessed.
And that does show through, I think. Yeah. You see him kind of the continued drinking. Yes. You know what I mean? He's continuing to booze up.
Yeah. Not the Iron Man that we know. No. Not the self-sacrificing.
No,
Tony
not at
Stark.
all. No.
This is all about me. So.
Yeah. So the episode goes on and, he has his own ideas. He went to MIT also. So it kind of more showcases what a smart guy that Eric Stevens Killmonger was. So he's like, well, I have a design for this robot. Did you like this part?
Yeah.
So he says, he's like, oh, kind of an interesting design. Stark tells this to Killmonger. He's like, well, what can I say? I like anime. And he's like, well, if anything, if it fails, we'll have the world's most expensive Gundam or whatever. So it's kind of a neat, which, we've talked about it before, but the Killmonger outfit apparently was based on Vegeta. Yeah. That again, they asked Michael B. Jordan for his input.
Which I didn't notice until actually somebody pointed that out. So I was kind of like, oh, wow.
Whatever you got in there, double A.
All right.
But, so... they call it the Liberator. That's what it was called, and Stark is all for it. Thank you. He's all for creating it with Killmonger, and they do prototypes and all that. They get it set, and then he finds out, oh, it needs like a power kind of source. So there's no arc reactor, obviously, since Tony didn't go through that accident. So he's like, what would make it powered up? Vibranium. He's like, well, okay, but there's none or whatever. He's like, well, I know where there's some. So in come Claw, right? Ulysses Claw. And Andy Serkis comes back.
Director of Venom,
Let There Be Carnage, who I also love because he's also Gollum and he's also Caesar and he's everybody, right? Andy Serkis is King great Kong. In my opinion. King Kong, yeah, he's fantastic. But he's there and he's being this usual Claw self. Like, I'm sure he slips into that role easily, and he's going to get the vibranium and. And that scene's kind of fucked up, right? Though, like, because Rhodey's there.
Rhodey dies.
Mm-hmm. And Killmonger kills him. So
they're kind of making this like a deal that's like kind of like off the books.
Yeah.
Almost kind of like you're not supposed to be doing this. We're not supposed to be dealing with terrorists. Blah blah blah. So it's kind of already iffy already just at the beginning. But Rhodey dies, man, and obviously it shows him and Claw still have a history. Him and Killmonger,
right?
They know who each other are, though.
Yeah, so basically,
he's kind of the cause of Rhodey dying, So.
Yeah, no, totally, and basically, it's like Killmonger's still a pretty bad dude or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like no matter what reality is, to the core, he's just a bad dude.
Did you like that? I did not like that about this episode. I like the episode. Because I love Killmonger and I love the Michael B. Jordan, as Killmonger. But I was like, why wasn't your path different? Like it was like
usually in the what ifs, they're still kind of always the same almost.
still kind of like,
yeah.
because see, I kind of felt like with the other ones, they put them on a different path. And I also almost felt as though with the other ones, it was almost like there was like this hopeful ending,
Kind of.
but then like a bad at the very
Yeah.
end. And then with this one, I felt like it was just like bad the whole way, because it was like at the very end. Then at the very end, you get the hope with the Shuri and the Pepper moment or whatever, and it ends kind of in a sense on that. But I just was like, well, because this movie showcased Killmonger in a little bit of a different way than what the impression that I got from him from Black Panther the movie, which is that I felt him like a Magneto-ish type character.
Yeah,
where it was like, yeah, and he tells this. He tells Rhodey this before he kills him. He's like, well, "You're wearing the uniform of your oppressors." You know what I mean? So you can see that, like, yes, he's bitter and yes, he's angry, but that also comes from like, well, his father got killed or whatever, and you essentially realize he was like raised, I guess, in an orphanage. You know what I mean? Like, there was no one to take care of him, and he knows his heritage because his father taught him that or whatever. You know what I mean? And it's like, again, he feels like, okay, well, Wakanda, you're hiding behind this wall, yet you have all this technology.
You have all
stuff.
this power. Why do you keep hiding?
Right. And also, why don't you flex? It's kind of like the classic with like the vampires, right? Where it's like, vampires like, wow, we got to be in the fucking shadows.
Blade,
yeah,
right?
yeah. There's
Yeah.
always a vampire that's like, we should be ruling the
They're
humans. You know
taking
what I
Rouse
mean?
is like, for fuck's sake, these people are our food.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Imagine if lettuce ruled over us. I'd be like, man, I don't want to bow down to lettuce, But, so I didn't like that it didn't, I guess I didn't like that it didn't spin him in a different way, make him a good guy. I wanted him to
liked it just because it showed, man, how smart this guy is.
Yeah. Yeah. And he manipulated Stark, and he manipulated,
He
the
manipulated
Wakandans.
Wakanda.
Yeah.
Yeah, he manipulated the fucking military.
The T'Chaka. He makes him the next Black Panther.
He started a fucking war between the United States and Wakanda.
Yeah. And he had the United States government build his robots, his Liberator robots. He leads them into Wakanda to get him in there as telling the military, the U.S. military, we're going to invade there. And then once they're in there, he turns them against the Wakandans or whatever.
Before all this, though, he does have a run-in with Black Panther.
That's right.
T'Challa.
Mm-hmm. He
and
does.
It's different, too. I mean, he kills him, too.
Yeah, he kills T'Challa as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's like, that's supposed to be his cousin. And
which he doesn't give a shit about,
No, he didn't give it. He already was a man that was in his own agendas. And in many ways, because he's that way, it's like he's more of an extremist than Magneto in a way. Because I think there were some lines that Magneto wouldn't cross, but it doesn't seem like Killmonger didn't have.
I don't know, because Magneto does kill.
Yeah. Oh, he would definitely kill. But I don't know if he would ever like outright kill like Xavier. You know,
because he liked Xavier.
That was his friend.
I mean, he did sink a ship.
Right.
Right. I mean, he has done some pretty bad shit.
See, like Killmonger didn't seem like he cared about anybody, even in the movie, right? His chick gets killed, he doesn't care.
Oh, no,
he's not tight with Claw.
He has one vision.
Yeah, he's not tight with anybody.
No.
And even then, there's parts in
his
the
goal is to get to what he thinks is his rightful place.
Right.
King.
Right.
That's all he cares about.
Yeah.
He doesn't give a shit about anything.
And also, not only that, but, with the Wakandan technology and power, we should be the dominant country in the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And again, part of it, too, is because he's like, our people are oppressed. Black people are oppressed, and we're kept down, and he's like, no, I'm going to change that shit. He has a lot
of rage, but he's smart. He knows how to use it.
Yeah.
And, man, this episode, obviously Tony finds out. He kind of replays the whole scene. He says that, Rhodey died because of you, and he was like, man, you know what? I really didn't want to do this, but, you're going to have to die now. You know? And he kills Tony.
Yeah, and Tony, he even tells Tony, he's like, what are you going to do? You never raised a hand against nobody. So you're kind of like, oh, okay, Stark is talking big shit. And then he seals him in a room, and he's like, no, I want revenge. I want justice for my friend. So he ain't going to call the cops. So what does he do? He tries to use one of those robots in the Stark way against Killmonger. And he's kind of getting him at first, and he tells him, he's like, see, you taught him everything you know. And he's just like, okay, well, I'll go freestyle. And then he destroys the robot, and then he just kills Stark outright. It's like, Tony, you got too big for your britches in that one. So I was like, bro, this guy is a trained killer. And he loses his shirt, so you see the scars, and he goes, each one of these is a kill, which obviously when we first see that,
learned that. I really didn't want this to be part of it.
Yeah. And you see the scene where he marks himself for Tony, right? And you're like, oh shit, you know what I mean? So he's definitely a badass. He gets into Wakanda. He tells them, the Americans are the enemy. He convinces T'Chaka. We kind of find out a cool thing, which that his mom, Angela Bassett, who she comes back to, like all the voices of the Wakandans
most of
are
them.
the same
Yeah.
except Shuri. She's not there, but Okoye's there. Danai Guerrera.
Oh, okay.
But he calls her general. So the mom is the general, I guess, of like the army or whatever. Yeah, because she leads them into battle, which that was a cool scene too, right?
Yeah.
When they're all fighting side by side. He's even fighting back to back with Okoye. It's like, man, this is like a really badass scene or whatever. And he's like, he even throws out some Wakanda Forevers a couple of times, and you're like, damn, like that's, again, I feel like his rage and his hate stemmed from what happened to him in his youth. And even T'Challa chastises T'Chaka in the afterlife, their world, when he says, why'd you leave him? Like, damn, you know what I mean? And, he's remorseful in this one where he's like, now you have a home and all this. And, he even tells me, like, my dad would tell me stories about you and him and watching the sunrise. So he is playing him, you know what I mean? But again, the birth of all this hate and anger is from these events of his life. His father being killed and him being orphaned and essentially having a people being kind of royalty, right?
Yeah.
But no one ever comes for him. No one ever. He has to struggle. He has to fight.
If his dad had lived and they went back to a continent, he would have been treated like as a royalty, a member of the royal family. Probably had some rank in somewhere, some position somewhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely he would have been something.
So you're always one to tell me, Double A, like, well, how would you feel if that was you? So let me ask you. I mean, like, I don't think that you're. I mean, we both like to kill your character, but I don't know. I mean, some of his methods are, if Friday Night or Amy was here, Untitled Amy, she does not like Killmonger.
Okay.
Me and her fight about it in the Black Panther movie, and I said, but look at what happened to him, like. It's not an excuse to murder, you know what I mean? But it's like, damn, like they created the monster. It was like what happened with Magneto,
they did
right?
Create the monster. T'Chaka was wrong to do what he did, to just point out, kill him, and then leave him by himself. Like, really, like, man, that was wrong on so many levels.
Yeah,
could have took him in. Should have took the son in at least.
And the type of guy
different. He could have had two badasses, him and T'Challa,
because he was fucking badass.
Yeah,
right? I mean,
but instead he let them there.
Yeah,
so.
It's kind of like why we feel sympathetic with Magneto, because we see what happened to him, and we see the concentration camp. We're like, oof. And we see the way that humans treat mutants, and he's like, I'm not going to let you treat. If that was your people, you wouldn't want them treated that way.
There's a great scene in X-Men Apocalypse. Where they kill him, they figure out that he's Magneto, and they kill his wife and daughter.
Oh man!
And Apocalypse, that movie's not that great, but that scene, just about every scene with Magneto, with
Michael Fassbender is great.
That scene is he's so good in that scene where he just he lets it out, he lets his anger out, he kills all those fucking soldiers. They didn't have to kill his wife or daughter, and they did, and man, he just goes off on them, and godly, that's the way, I mean, I don't hate the Killmonger character.
Yeah.
I like this Killmonger, so I'm fine with it, and I was happy kind of like at the end that, he became kind of like the Black Panther.
Yeah.
It sucked that he killed Rhodey and Black Panther and Tony.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, he killed a lot of the Avengers. But
yeah.
Which is kind of funny, right? He kills the Avengers. He kills War Machine, he kills Iron Man, and he kills Black Panther. It's kind of like, damn,
And they don't really talk about this world where, like, Cap is and all that. Like, some of that stuff's just not touched on.
Yeah, there might not even have been a Cap.
Yeah.
Honestly. So, it kind of ends with him being Black Panther. And then it kind of shows like footage of Shuri and Pepper kind of talking and bringing Killmonger down. So that's kind of like how that ends. But he's Black Panther. Yeah. Until that moment happens, he's Black Panther.
Did you notice that? And I feel like this was cool. And I really thought about it today when I rewatched. Is that they did make Shuri look a little bit younger, because she would have been younger at that time. We kind of kind of see an older Shuri. Because I was like, why did they make her look so little girlish? And I'm like, oh well, if it was the Iron Man time, it would have been probably 10 years prior. Yeah. And she's still really a bright genius. I love what she tells Pepper. She's like, Tony Stark was a genius, but he wasn't the only genius, which I love that. Yeah. Because sometimes I feel like, I'm not saying that they've overinflated or bloated up Tony Stark, but they did. Yeah,
he's like,
The Reed Richards.
The Reed Richards in this because they couldn't do Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
They made him the Reed Richards. Reed was always a guy coming up with the plans and shit like this.
And the problem with that is that, like, well, now it makes it hard to introduce the Reed Richards character. How are
you
gonna?
It really does.
You cannot make him a step down from Tony. You have to somehow imply that he is a step above, several steps above.
Man, they made Iron Man, like Black Bolt, Doctor Strange, and Reed all in one.
Yeah. See, I always felt as though, like, Stark's, like, he's way down.
Stark was never that smart.
Yeah, he's not.
He was great. He's up
I wouldn't
there,
even put him over Pete.
but he's up there with that group. But he's never been the smartest one. It's always been Reed. That's the Reed.
I always in Marvel I rank it like Reed, Doom.
Yeah,
then maybe
Tony
Banner.
was not even really close.
Yeah, I would put it like
time.
Reed, Doom, Banner.
We had always
maybe even Parker.
We had always named other people over Tony. Tony was just the tech guy.
Yeah, yeah,
that was it.
Exactly. And then the drunkenness was kind of a.
Well, I mean, his field was never anything else but tech.
Right.
You know, so I mean, they really blew up Tony Stark big time.
Armor suits, and I get it. They had to kind of inject someone to do that.
They had to.
Yeah. But
because I never thought about it until I read an article saying that pretty much, Sony has this character, this company has this character. You guys just kind of have like the B characters. I never really noticed that, really.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, I mean, Hawkeye's not really an A-lister. Scarlet
Black
Witch,
Widow, Black Widow,
is not a B. It's not an A character. I mean, Cap is barely there at that time before the movies came.
Sure, for sure.
He was barely there. Yeah. It was always Wolverine, Spider-Man, Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Those were
all the ones
guys
they didn't have. Yeah, and meanwhile, the people that had them were making terrible movies.
Yeah.
Which also goes to show, guys, the power of good writing, the power of having someone that's really...
man, look who's popular right now. It's Iron Man. It's Black Panther. It's Wanda. Who would have fucking thought Wanda would have been popular, It's
the same thing with Star Wars, right, man? Like, whoever... I never would have... We were never Boba Fett, guys, let alone any bounty hunter. Not that he's a bounty hunter, but it's like, look how much we love the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I would rank, the Mandalorian, character as like one of my favorite Star Wars characters. You know what I mean? Like, I'd watch that show over some of the movies.
Yeah,
like,
the Darjin character is one of my favorite characters.
Absolutely.
The Gina Carano character. I love her character.
Even Moff Gideon, you know what I mean?
Gideon.
Like, as far as villains go.
Yes.
I mean, so, I mean, again, the power behind people that care about the property and they make it amazing. So, great episode. I did love that one.
Did like it because when I saw my wife and daughter, they were both kind of like, well, they kind of let that one like open-ended.
Yeah.
Like they didn't like the ending. They hated the ending. And this is kind of like outsiders looking in. My wife and daughter do not read the comics. They do not really follow the movies too much. Like my wife has watched a lot of the Marvel movies with me, but she doesn't really connect the dots.
Yeah,
when they're there. So for her, it was kind of like.
Which is good. I like when someone watches it with new eyes.
I've told her
and
that
you hear their opinion.
I told her that too. And she was kind of like, I was like, I feel like she was like, I don't really feel like this was very satisfying.
Okay.
Because she was like, okay, so the bad guy's Black Panther. And then it just kind of leaves you with Pepper and Shuri.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like, so do we just assume they're going to get him? And I was kind of like,
yeah.
I guess they're going to get him. I mean... I can kind of see it. Like, I was like, oh, shit. Like, I was like you, like, after it ended. But then when he told me, I was like, well, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
Which is a lot.
I guess you're going to assume they get him.
I mean, at this point, it's like, it's Game of Thrones issue. Because it's like, he's Black Panther, but he's going to probably take out T'Chaka. He wants to be king.
So for them, they were just like, they kind of felt like the ending was kind of like,
Okay. But
I like the episode. Like I said, it's weird to say that he killed War Machine, Iron Man, and Black Panther. He killed three of the Avengers.
Yeah.
But I thought it was fine. I like Killmonger. You like Killmonger. It kind of fleshed out his character more. It was cool that Michael B. Jordan came back. So it was pretty. Damn cool.
It was like I said, like it's like a dark episode. It didn't have really like a kind of like a hopeful
it's kind of cool
ending.
that they had his music, right?
Yeah,
his little thing.
Yeah, it was badass.
That drum, whatever it is.
Yeah, very cool, man. Very cool. And then, like I said, the voice of T'Chaka was back. Angela Bassett was back.
Most of the characters that have come back. It's usually the ones I guess that are just too hard. Chris Evans.
Yeah.
Robert Downey.
Right.
Scarlett Johansson. But I mean, Chris Hemsworth has come back. Samuel Jackson has come back. Tom Hiddleston has come back.
Coulson, the guy that's Coulson.
Greg Clark. Most of the characters. Jeremy Renner has come back.
Yeah. What's her name? That's Anita Hill. Colby Smulders.
Oh yes.
She's
I mean, most of them you see the episodes. most of it is Benedict Cumberbatch.
Mm-hmm. Benedict Cumberbatch, yeah, for sure, yeah. And what a striking woman she is, that Colby Smulders.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
looking at her today.
I remember watching her at Smallville.
Oh, really?
That's where
She
I first
in
saw
that?
her.
Yeah.
And then she was like How I Met Your Mother, but
No kidding.
she looked good in Smallville.
Yeah. What do you think? Will we start the next one?
Yeah, let's start going into the next one, which has to be my least favorite one.
And this was my least favorite episode too. When it ended, I was like, okay, but I didn't hate it, but I just didn't love it.
I just don't like, because I'm such a huge fan of Thor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Thor is like one of the powerhouses. Maybe number 2, maybe number 3 sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, Thor's just a badass. He's been around for a long time. I don't know. I guess they thought Chris Hemsworth was too bland. Maybe for the first 2 Thor movies, that it was like Thor Ragnarok. He started becoming a comedic, like, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of like, man, this is not Thor. I like when he's super serious. Like, I like Infinity War when he's pissed because he didn't kill Thanos. Yeah. And then you see Endgame where he's like super serious in the beginning.
Yeah.
Right in the beginning where he's like,
before
man,
he becomes Fat Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they introduce Fat Thor, and I'm kind of like, oh.
Which is more back to the kind of comedic.
Yeah, man. Like, I was kind of like, damn it, they found the formula for Chris Hemsworth. It's being comedy, it's being funny.
Yeah.
And that's what this episode was, and I really didn't care for it. I didn't care for it at all.
Yeah. So in this episode, it's what if Thor were an only child?
So no Loki.
So yeah, that's pretty much the moment, right? The moment is that instead of Odin raising Loki, he gives Loki back to the Frost Giants. So what we get is this kind of like, the Watcher kind of says like, Loki kind of gave him balance. You know what I mean? Like they were like, yin and yang, and they were, things that would happen, bounce from each other, kind of helped Thor develop to the guy he was. But without that, he was kind of just running amok.
Which kind of fits in the original comics. That's the reason why Odin sent Thor back to Earth as Donald Blake, was to humble him. Mm-hmm. That's the whole reason why in those early appearances he's Donald Blake.
Right. He had the cane. And
to show humility. Because he was so full of himself. He was so full of everything. Okay. He thought he should be king. Kind of like, you remember the first movie?
Yes.
Where he's kind of like, I should be king. And, Odin gets really pissed. And it's like, that's why you're not going to fucking rule right now.
Exactly.
So he was so full of himself. So it's kind of showing that, but he's more pampered, which is weird.
Right.
He likes to party. He likes to have a good time.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. So this episode has like a lot of cool cameos, and again, a lot of great voices come back because you get Kat Dennings comes back as Darcy, which is always fun. That's right. And she even marries Howard the Duck, so that's kind of an interesting moment.
Yeah,
Howard,
we should keep introducing.
Yeah, Seth Green is back as Howard. Natalie Portman came and did her voice as Jane.
I was really surprised about that. I was like, wow, even she came back.
She was one that I would have thought like.
But I guess because her movie. It's coming out. That she was like, all right, let's do this.
So Jane Foster comes back, obviously as Natalie Portman does her voice. But yeah, like Double A said, that's pretty much what the episode is.
It's just like he goes to Vegas with some Asgardians, Warriors 3, Sif, and they just party. Party. That's all it is.
That's pretty much all.
And then they have like a run-in. For some reason, they're like really suspicious of Thor. And they send in Captain Marvel, and they have like a big old gigantic fight. Yeah,
it's because that Natalie Portman, Jane Foster is kind of like her and Darcy are like, this is like our first alien contact. They kind of keep referring to them as aliens, but when they start telling her like, no, I'm Thor, she's like, Thor, like the Norse god, like what, like
kind of like the first movie,
right? Yeah. So it's kind of like I don't get it or whatever, but she's kind of still smitten with them, obviously, you know what I mean, and they do party together. But eventually it's like the partying is getting like out of hand or whatever. So you see Shield and Coulson, and then they're like, hey, it's like spreading or whatever. Like everyone's just kind of like.
Yeah, and then they introduce Loki again.
Yeah.
He does come back.
Yes.
But he is like a frost giant.
Yeah. And some of the things I wrote down about the partying that I just thought were funny. Well, I wrote down obviously what I said about Darcy marrying Howard. They hang out, but like Jane and Thor get matching tattoos. Yeah. But he gets science, a microscope, and she gets magic, I think, or whatever, tattooed on her arm. Then, like they said, so they, Kobe Smulders, who is Agent Hill, she calls in. She's the one in charge because they show what happened to Nick Fury is that he gets like bounced, you know what I mean? Like he gets injured because they're partying too
Yeah.
much. And so she's like, well, there's one last resort. They bring the case. Agent Coulson brings it, and it's the beeper. And of course, Darcy makes a joke about her dad having a beeper and stuff like that. And it's the kind of the classic scene we saw where it calls her. So she comes. It's not.
It's not Brie Larson.
It's not Brie Larson.
No.
Yeah, they get another voice for her. But pretty much. They get into a pretty good brawl, you know what I mean? And she's kind of giving him what too, but then he still has.
But Thor's holding his own.
Yeah, he still has his strength, and he balances her back and forth.
That's one thing about the Thor in the movies that I will say. They seem to make him like the strongest Avenger, even stronger than Hulk.
Yeah,
it seems like. So.
Yeah, and he does a really cool scene right where he puts the hammer on top of her, and he's like, "You need a timeout or whatever."
She can't get up.
She can't get up, so it's pretty cool. Guys, we're right up at the break though, so we're gonna talk more What If right when we come back. All right, guys, if you're hanging out with us here live, we appreciate you being here, hanging out.
Yeah, we're talking all things What If. If you haven't noticed, CM shirt, which is a really fucking cool shirt.
Yeah,
it's Doctor Strange.
I think
and
at the bottom it says
Hail to the
Hail the Master.
Hail the Master.
Hail the Master.
It's another kind of like unusual thing, right? Doctor Strange becoming that's like another kind of like B character that you never would assume would have risen to this kind of prominence.
Yeah.
Now he has. You know, he's always been a popular character. He's always been like that. One of the guys you always see like in the big moments.
Yes.
Infinity Gauntlet, he's there.
Illuminati.
Yeah. So Doctor Strange is like a really big character.
I've always had a love for him because he was like, after the Silver Surfer, he was a guy my dad always talked about. So
I mean, the artwork's always been cool because,
Strange.
you know, Steve Ditko, and they actually made a lot of stuff from the Doctor Strange movies, panels from the Steve Ditko panels, you know, so it's always like very cool, very, you know, illuminating.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. I dug it. And I think that they said that people kind of dug those at the time. Maybe that's what my dad did because it was like a lot of like guys that smoke pot,
they did.
psychedelic shit. Like, you're like, man, this shit's like trippy, you know what I mean?
You know, at that time, Marvel was reaching college students.
Yeah.
You know, that's how big Stan Lee had pushed Marvel. It was like, it's not just for kids. It's
no,
for everybody.
Sure.
You know?
And that was exactly around the time my dad would have been like, you know, in high school, the 70s,
like
that. So, you know, so because they always played a part, me hearing him talk about them, they were not my two favorites, but I always thought they were really cool, you know, Silver Surfer and Doctor Strange.
And it's cool too, like, you know, your Stan Lee pick. You know, that you have your hands down.
Yeah,
the
know? Doctor Strange hands,
So
which I noticed he does a little bit different in the movies, but I guess they couldn't make it
in the movies. Yeah.
Exactly, because people would associate with Spider-Man.
It. Yeah, I mean, you know the whole origin about that, you know, the hand thing too.
Definitely. So. And I like when he wears the yellow gloves in the movies in that one scene. He doesn't always wear
Thor.
Yeah, Thor.
Ragnarok. Because I was watching the beginning. I forgot how cool that beginning is in Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
When he's looking for Loki.
Yeah.
Or Odin. I'm sorry, Odin. And,
that's right.
You know, he's like, you know, your brother is here on Earth. You know, I need to get rid of him.
Yeah, that has cool stuff in it too, for sure. Whatever, because that's what
it looks cool. But I'm like, okay, it doesn't really fit though.
Right.
It's weird how things really look good in like in paper in comic book, but it doesn't really translate very well. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
man.
I was kind of like, well, I'm glad they didn't put it.
Let's see. Jason says Texas playing tomorrow. Hook'em Horns.
Yeah.
We got the rivals on here, Steve and Jason, the two different Texas teams. But hey, we're all Texas guys. So, you know what I mean?
Tomorrow, are you going to meet Jim Starlin?
I really want to. Have you seen any prices? I haven't seen pricing for him.
I haven't seen, but you know what? The comic book guys that I've seen, they never really charge a whole lot.
Yeah.
Neil Adams has been so far the only guy that's really charged a shitload.
It's expensive.
But Chris Claremont, for all his big stuff, he was only charging $10, which I think that's really cheap.
Yeah, it was. And when I met him, the only thing he charged me more for was when I had him sign the X-Men, the God Loves Me. And it was only $5 more.
But see, that's what I mean. Someone even like Chris Claremont. I mean, you know, I've met some pretty big names. A lot of times they don't even charge, or it's kind of like after 2 autographs, they charge like $5.
Well, let me ask you though, what are you going to get signed?
I want my Thanos first appearance that I got a long time ago at Ark and J's.
Oh, nice.
They had it just in the bins. And the Infinity Gauntlet, and then I had the single issues of Death in the Family. So I'm not, like, before I make the mistake of not taking like a lot of my cool shit to the artists, because I always thought they're going to charge a lot. Which I found out was not the case.
Yeah.
It's rare. Like Rob Liefeld charges a shitload. Frank Miller charges a shitload. Jim Lee. But man, a lot of these other guys, Mike Zeck, he's done so many good covers. You know, the Craven the Hunter.
Yeah.
You know, he only charges like I think the first one is free, then it's like $2 and then $5. So I mean, it's like it's really cheap. George Bettis didn't even charge anything. You know?
Anything else big, Dolly, that maybe I might have laying around of Starlings you can think of?
He's done a lot of Captain Marvel stuff, but I mean, we're not big on Captain Marvel.
I wouldn't have any of that.
You know, and it kind of fits with him and Thanos.
Yeah.
But man, you know, honestly, I don't know.
I'm sure people will have stuff there. In the booths
and even then, he might have prints.
Yeah.
You know?
That's cool, too. I really want to get out a book, though.
I try to get prints from a lot of the artists because it's just really cool.
Yeah.
Like that Black Bolt and that Superman. That's from Doug Hazelwood. So that's pretty damn cool.
So he's Jim Starlin's the artist, not the writer.
But he is a writer.
And he wrote,
yeah.
Okay.
But so sometimes, you know, it's like...
They do both?
Yeah. Sometimes.
Yeah. I'm sure that the comic vendors are going to have his stuff out because they're like, hey, he's here.
And they are.
And they're probably jack it up. But depending on what it is, I may pick something up. That's if it's key, like you said, like Death in the Family #1 or Infinity Gauntlet #1.
Yeah, I mean, man, you know, the image of Batman holding Jason Todd, that's always just super iconic. Yeah. That's just one of those very iconic pieces. You know, the Infinity Gauntlet Thanos like this.
Yeah, with all the like the lights coming.
Or even that shirt that you had, man. I've always enjoyed that cover. The one where he's like,
he's like this.
He's like that.
Yeah,
I've always enjoyed
cool.
that cover. I want to take my midden.
There you go.
I want to take that for him to sign it.
You know, I have a foam, like a foam hand one of the Gauntlet.
I'm seriously thinking about taking that just because I think it'll look cool for our studio, for our podcast. For Jim Starlin to have signed that.
Hanging in the back, yeah.
That'd be cool.
I gotta show you the pieces that I have, because I have that one, it's like a foam. Remember they did the old Hulk hands?
Yes, I did.
It's like that, but it's of the...
You don't have like anything of the Gauntlet? Like anything? Like
that?
I mean, but like, you know how they have like a little thing, like a little toy, just like the Gauntlet?
I don't have anything like that, but I have a Thanos figure.
See, that's cool too, because he created it.
He created Thanos, yeah.
He created Thanos.
That's a pretty cool one too. So I may take those pieces just out, because I have one I'm keeping in the box. And
just him having just an autograph of the guy that created Thanos, because the Infinity Gauntlet obviously played a huge story in the Marvel movies.
No, for sure.
Thanos is, you know...
Yeah.
Oh, Silver Surfer, I think, too. He did some runs with Thanos in there.
Really? I have to check what I have on that.
34, 35, somewhere around there.
Maybe.
Okay.
But the other thing, too, is the movie, right? I mean, like, you know, he's got to have I have a nice steelbook of one of those. I mean,
that's all around his stuff. I mean, you know, the snap.
Yeah.
You know, the half the, you know, universe being wiped out.
I always wish they would have called the movies Infinity Gauntlet and then Infinity War. Right. Instead of Infinity War and then Endgame.
Endgame. You know? I just don't like Endgame. I don't know why. I don't like that name.
Because it's been used before. Like, it's kind of a lot. You know what I mean? So, but anywho, I think we're good.
Yeah,
I think we're loaded up. Let's keep it going, Hammer. Keep the steam rolling here, guys. It looks like everyone's busy on Friday night tonight, but hey, that's all right. We're hanging out with you.
You know what? Anyway. Everyone's, you know, hanging out now.
We're hanging out. Even Rizzo said he was out, so that's all good, though. We're here, and we're hanging out with you guys.
Yep.
So let's keep it going, guys, on everything. What if we're about done with this episode? I think pretty much. But
the Thor one. Except we gotta like just say about
the end. Yeah. All right, guys. Here we go. All right, Double A. So we're chatting about all things What If, the last 4 episodes.
Again, this one that we're just talking about, not my favorite.
I agree that out of the 9, this one probably is my least favorite as well. Again, watching it a second time today, I was kind of like, okay, like there's funny parts, and it's kind of neat to see the background stuff, because like everyone comes out too, like Drax, even though it's not Batista's voice, but Drax is there. He makes comments. Gamora's there, and that is Gamora's.
That is Karen Gillan.
No, Nebula. Yeah. So Nebula's there. Yeah, and it is Karen Gillan's voice. You know, you don't see Thanos, but you see like a lot of people. I mean, I think he talks about Rocket. He's like, oh, there's a rabbit in the sink. You know what I mean? And you're like, oh, that's what he calls Rocket, right? A rabbit. He calls him a rabbit.
Real quick about Rocket, because it's kind of off subject, but I bought Cable, his return. Right, it's like Cable issue 1.
Okay.
And Cable says that in the future, Rocket becomes like extremely important. Like he becomes a legend.
Really?
And so like he's like Rocket has like some high position, some high government position, and like Cable salutes him, and he's like, "Wow, I'm like standing next to the icon himself." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Wow.
Like,
okay.
Rocket?
That's
I'm like, wow. Okay.
Interesting.
So I just wanted to throw that out. Somewhere in Cable's like future, Rocket's like a fucking legend.
It's so funny to me sometimes, Double A, when it's like, I feel like some stuff is kind of like lazy writing, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I know me and your brother have always talked about like that X-Men character that everybody was like up on for a while, Dupe. he looked like fucking Slimer. I was like,
yeah,
come on.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Ecstatic. I think that's it. The team he was part of.
If I was an editor and that came across my table, I'd be like, what? You think this is going to become a new X-Men character?
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, like, this motherfucker looks like Slimer. Like, and then his name is Dupe. Like, I'm like, come on. But then I think I hear, too, he's supposedly powerful or something like that. I'm like...
Yeah, at one point, he was, like, stronger than Thor and Hulk. So, there you go.
It's just like, come on, guys. To me, this is like when David Arquette had the WCW, but I was like, wow, now I know now he's cool, right? His Extreme Wrestling matches, but
no,
I'm like...
No, because dumb shit almost died doing that. You know, because the dude cut him, like, real deep, and he was actually, like, squirting out blood, so, no.
Not good. Not good. So, anyway.
So, pretty much the big reveal in this episode, after all the bullshit's done and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Also, Renee Russo does not come back as Frigga. That she's not the voice, but
Ultron comes out.
Yes.
The whole army of Ultron, and that's the way it kind of ends.
Yeah, and it's a kind of very interesting looking Ultron. Right away, you notice he's got this much bigger armor, and across his chest are the Infinity Stones. So you notice that right away, and then it goes black, and then you're thinking what I'm thinking, right? You're like,
yeah, because I was
what
like,
the fuck is that Ultron story?
Yeah, I was like, well, okay. I was like that. I was like, wow, that's weird. It kind of just ended. Now that for me, I was kind of like, where are they going with that? That's weird.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like left like, first off, I was disappointed already, and then this one it was kind of like, oh, okay, so.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. And then it's a kind of like a cool reveal, but at the end or whatever.
Yeah,
so you're like,
end.
all right. But then it rolls us right into the next episode, guys, which is episode 8, which is, right before the finale, which is What If Ultron Won? So you're kind of like, oh, okay, is it a follow-up to that?
And it kind of replays Avengers 2, where, it's the same thing. Tony's like, what if we build an armor around the world, blah, blah, blah. Ultron does come alive, just like he does, but this time, it's different. What's the difference, Sam?
The difference is that they create the vision, the body or whatever, and they get it first, the Avengers. But in this one, it says Ultron gets to the body first. So he pretty much gets that consciousness that has the Mind Stone already.
And sure enough, just like, just about every AI movie you see, he's created for a purpose to protect that planet. What's he protecting against? Pretty much against humans.
Us.
We've seen it in Terminator. We've seen it in so many other. That's the reason. Even Star Trek. The first movie.
Yeah.
Voyager. It gets a conscience. The satellite that we sent out. It comes back saying like it's going to destroy the planet unless his master tells him what's next.
Okay.
So that's kind of like first Star Trek movie. The Voyager satellite becomes self-aware.
Interesting.
So it's
2001 Space Odyssey. How?
And it kind of even plays out like Terminator 3.
Yeah.
Somehow he gets into all the computers and he releases all the missiles that every country has.
Yeah.
And it's become a wasteland.
Yeah. And that's how it starts with Watcher even says, he goes, we've seen this before, but this one breaks my heart, which is interesting to hear the Watcher say that. And it's just Hawkeye and the Black Widow, which I want to talk about this because I like Hawkeye a lot.
Okay.
I've grown.
Got you right there.
I've grown to love him. I know. I need to get that from you. I've grown to love him from the movies, but I know that series that came out recently that they're going to kind of be basing the show coming up on. Yeah. That comic series is really good. Supposedly they say that it's one of the best. Whatever. Okay. He even talks about how I'm just like a guy or whatever.
Pretty much it kind of takes place right like after he becomes that kind of like last Ronin, right? Kind of character, right?
I think so.
It's people coming back to get him, right?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. Yeah, and he's going to train that Kate Bishop or whatever to be. But I like the idea of like him taking acknowledgement of like, I'm not like the Thor Cap or whatever. Like I'm just kind of like a guy on the team, which Black Widow is kind of like too.
And I kind of figured because they were like, my wife and daughter were asking, well, why didn't they kill them? They're Avengers. And I was kind of like, well, maybe it's because Ultron didn't see them as threats.
Right.
They're just human.
Right.
And eventually they are going to die. So I'm not wasting my time like I am with Tony.
Yeah.
Like I am with Strange.
Right.
So.
It's kind of like they said in the zombie episode, right? They were like, oh, ironic that the first people that showed up, the powerhouses, the Avengers, they're what turned the tide. They made the apocalypse worse or whatever, the zombie apocalypse, because once they got turned with their powers, it was kind of like, on. Fuck, you know what I mean? Like, Yeah. So I like that. But I also wanted to say something about Hawkeye. It's like, from what we've seen, at least in Old Man Logan, obviously the guy's got some survival skills. You know what I mean? Like, he's a survivalist.
Yeah.
And I like that because, to me, he's like what we like in the characters we like in The Walking Dead. The Ricks, the Michonne, the Daryls. Excuse me. These people are resilient or whatever. I mean, that's what I like. And he's got a metal arm in this one, which is kind of like, they don't say why.
Right. Yeah, that's right. That's
neat.
right.
And he's a major badass with a bow, which he's always been or whatever. But I like even how he's using the arrows in the fighting, where he's like stabbing them and like,
which is smart.
It's very,
because his
very
arrows
smart.
look like they're made out of metal.
Yeah. Or maybe even some type of vibranium or something like that would be cool. But he's a total badass. Number one, I love Jeremy Renner as an actor ever since The Hurt Locker. So I have
I like Jeremy Renner. I liked him in SWAT. Before even that too. So
he's fantastic. So then for him to be Hawkeye is awesome, because it's like, I've always dug like an Archer type
and again,
character. But
that's like another character that's like so low in the tone.
Oh yeah, big time.
And somehow now Hawkeye is like a major league character now. So kudos to Jeremy
Getting a
Renner
show.
for
Getting
even
a show.
doing that.
Yeah. And I'm super looking forward to
now
that
people
show.
are like, oh, Green Arrow's like a ripoff of Hawkeye, even though he's not.
Yeah, exactly. What I never liked about Oliver Queen was that, Green Arrow is that he was rich. He was a rich guy. He was almost like his persona was almost like a Bruce Wayne.
But his origin, right? He gets stranded on that island, and he becomes a survivalist. That's
no, I did not know that.
Yeah, that's how he kind of grows to be like that.
But he's always been arrogant. Like, that's always
that's
like a trait of his that
like
carries even in the comics.
It's like a lot of people would say he's like the second-rate Bruce Wayne. Which kind of sucks. So.
Yeah, even in
even Smallville, you kind of figure that's like their Bruce Wayne. Like, they couldn't get Bruce Wayne, so Oliver becomes the Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, even in the one you let me read, the Emerald, is it the Emerald where he gets the ring briefly?
Oh yes,
Rebirth.
Rebirth.
It's in Rebirth. Yeah, like there, but also even in Kingdom Come, I'm like, man, this guy's always like a major dick, whatever. I don't feel like Hawkeye's like that. I feel like he's kind of like more like.
I think the one shining moment that he had for a long time was the Dark Knight Returns, when he shoots the kryptonite arrow.
Really?
Right in the battlefield where Superman and Batman are fighting.
That's right.
And Superman inhales it.
Yeah.
So Batman's like wailing on him.
Yeah.
Real quick before, the kryptonite kind of wears off. So
gotcha.
That was like his Green Arrow's big moment for like a long time.
Yeah, I forgot about that moment.
Was the Dark Knight Returns. Yeah. So. But Hawkeye, though, Jeremy Renner, he's done such a great job of the character to really elevate it. Where now you see him, you kind of get excited to see, the Hawkeye character.
Yeah. Like, I love that moment, like, he has, like, with him and Wanda, and I think it's Age
that's
of Ultron.
great. Yeah.
I mean, when
and even, like, in Endgame, when they had the funeral, it's them two.
Yeah. The Ronin part was cool or whatever. I mean, all that or whatever. And, like, even when he's like, don't give me hope. Like, you're like, you feel this guy.
Well, you know
what?
Like, even when, like, after they come back and Natasha's dead, and Thor kind of tries to, be a dick to him, like, you don't understand, you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And he kind of tells Thor shit back. Like, okay, I might not be a god like you, but you know what?
Yeah, that
she
is
fucking
badass.
died. So it's like, you want to explain your theory to that fucking floating red dude? You go ahead and do it,
I love that, man. Yeah, I do love that. I love all those parts.
Because, fuck you. Like, you don't think I'm, you don't think I tried? You don't think, I tried stopping her? Fuck
and
you.
they don't talk about it, but I mean, like, he's a soldier. He worked with S.H.I.E.L.D. I mean, like, and him and Nat were doing their thing before or whatever.
That's why I was like, the Hawk is watching, and he likes to be up.
Yeah.
In his nest.
Very cool, man. So it's Nat and, Black Widow and Hawkeye. They're roaming around.
And you just assume they're always going to survive. They just have always survived so many shit.
Yeah.
That this is just like another day for them.
Yeah, and they know these Ultron bots are after them. The world is like a wasteland or whatever.
Real
and
bad.
She's like, I have a last-ditch plan or whatever. And that last-ditch plan is pretty much they're at Russia. And she's like, hey, this is the place that was all about, like, that stuff, whatever. There's something going to be there. It's here. And some cool scenes, right, Double A? Like, they turn on the lights. It's very...
And at this moment, like, Watcher is, like, really worried. Bad worried. And he's trying to, like... He can't interfere. That's his thing. Yeah. Watchers are just there to watch. That's it. They're document what happens, and that's it.
Yeah,
and
because
he's so desperate he wants to help Hawkeye and Natasha at this moment.
Did we skip over the moment where he, only the second time in this show does somebody become aware because he's telling the story?
Yes,
of how it
Ultron
happened.
sees him. Yes, that's why he becomes so scared
Yeah.
That's why he's like desperately trying to help out Clint and Natasha.
Yeah, because he's in that moment where he's saying, telling the story, like
Yeah.
he leads us in, and he's saying, "Oh,
He's like,
he got
"It's
the
there."
body, he became aware,
Yeah.
and then he did." It shows Ultron once he. Oh, well, number one, we kind of skipped over this too, which is important, but like it shows once Ultron has the Vision body, he pretty much releases the bombs and lays waste to the
Yeah,
Earth.
like Terminator 3. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Like Terminator 3, the whole boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom.
Well, then who shows up? But Thanos, right? He's going to come, right? And he's got there, and he shows up, and he's got
He has the gauntlet. He just needs the one. I
the
think.
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
It's fucking funny. I was like, wow. Like,
I was gonna say, what did you think of that?
Ultron just like cuts
He
him in half.
Lasers Thanos in half.
Like he just comes out of the portal, Vision sees him or Ultron, and boom.
He says interesting, and then he freaking slices
I was
this
like,
guy
wow,
in half like
could it have
deli
been that
meat.
easy?
Yeah, that easy. He falls in half. The one gauntlet's there. He's like, "What is this you have?" And then he's like, his little things claim it, and then he's like, "Oh, like now I can see everything." And he becomes like with this badass armor, and then he's like, "Oh, well, there's other worlds like this one." So they show him going to Ego, destroying Ego, Xandar,
Yeah, because
Sakaar.
he's like, his whole programming is about protecting.
Right.
And so he starts destroying this, destroying that.
Yeah.
Bow, bam, blam, bam, bam.
They show him fighting the Guardians. They show him fighting,
Killing
again.
them.
And then he even goes head to head with Captain Marvel because she's like, "No, I'm not going to take this." They go into the center of a planet and he just blows the whole fucking thing up,
Yeah.
and her included. So you're like, holy shit. And it looked like she was doing good. And as much as they've built her up, it's kind of like, well, she still wasn't built up that much again. You know what I mean? Because,
Pretty much when you have the stones, you're pretty much almost unbeatable.
yeah.
Like I was trying to explain this to my daughter because she was like, "What does it do?" I'm like, pretty much this, you become almost a god amongst gods. You become so unbeatable. You can, use the time to travel back. You can alter reality.
Mm-hmm.
You can go into different multiverses. You can do anything you want.
I think the Watcher even says it. At one point he says he elevated himself to a cosmic being or whatever.
I try saying that that's a Marvel term, really.
Mm-hmm.
So my daughter and wife really would understand.
I get you.
That term. Like that's a term for Marvel that Stan Lee and Jack Kirby came up. Cosmic being.
Yeah. But you are like,
But at that
right.
point, you're just like, because in the Infinity Gauntlet series, Thanos kills everyone or beats everyone. He beats Galactus, the Collector.
Yeah.
The Living Tribunal. He even goes one-on-one with Eternity, and he beats Eternity.
Shit.
Eternity is like almost like the final boss of that group, and it's kind of like, damn, you can do anything if you really know how to use it.
Yeah.
You can do anything. So.
Which didn't to you it seemed like Ultron knew how to use it a little bit better.
That's why I was like, wow, an AI
Yeah.
seem to use it better.
I mean, there's a point, guys, where he takes a fucking bite out of a galaxy.
Yeah.
And I was like, well,
holy shit.
And he even says, he goes, I can destroy planets or solar systems with a blink, he says, with a thought. But then it's like, you're also like, it's kind of funny because he knows that about himself and he's not able to do it. You know what I mean? But I'm going one episode ahead, but
the only thing I've really seen closest was like when Phoenix ate that star and destroyed the whole solar system by eating that star.
yeah.
That I was like, holy shit, this dude was like
Yeah, like I always say it, where I'm like, the part where Thanos uses the gauntlet to turn, Drax into like Clado or whatever.
Man, yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
that's really all. And he does it later on when he turns whatever into bubbles.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's what you could do every time, like really. And what's neat is when he realizes it, when he first kind of realizes the power of the gauntlet, he raises up all of the dead Ultrons. They reform. I'm like, oh, he's using it like how you would use it.
It's kind of like how we talked about the Green Lantern. It's kind of like it depends on all your imagination.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's really kind of what it is. And
so, kind of getting back though to Clinton and Natalia, like Double A said, the Watcher's there. He's watching. He wants to help them. He's scared, yeah, which is a new thing that we've seen in that show. We hadn't seen this yet. We're like, what the hell? Like, he's like, somebody saw me, somebody realized where I am, and then Ultron kind of appears where he is, and he kind of gets away.
And Ultron, he's like, he gets away, and he wants to help them so bad, and they're looking to a box, and like boxes and boxes, and Clint's like right there. And he's like, oh, yeah, he has it. He has it. And Clint kind of puts it away because he's like losing his will to live.
Mm-hmm.
And then Natasha gets him. He's like, yeah, that's it. And you see the name Arnold Zola.
Yeah.
Which, again, my wife and daughter were like, where is he from? And
Yeah.
I was like, it's going to take forever to try to explain it.
Yeah.
But pretty much he's a German scientist that, I don't know, got to America.
Yeah.
And he became like a big time scientist for America.
And he infiltrated S.H.I.E.L.D. or whatever is what
Yeah.
it was. And he was like, we see him working in First Avenger with Red Skull directly
Skull.
or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, he makes reference to it later when he's like, oh, he's not the first tyrant. I'll have to, But anyway, they're going to use Zola to pretty much.
Somehow, yeah, they're planning on using him to like be a virus.
Right. Which in my mind, I was like, well, aren't you just going to give Zola the power then?
I know,
Like,
that's what I was thinking too. I was like, wow, you're training just for Ultron for Zola.
Which Clinton kind of just says that too. He's like, oh, do we trust this? Like, we're putting all of our eggs in one
I'm like,
basket.
come
And
on,
she's
man.
like, I guess she figured maybe like, well, we can beat this one, but maybe not that one.
I thought the same thing. I was kind of like, wow, okay, you're giving like the ultimate guy that wants power.
Right, right. So that's their plan. They load it up in an arrow. They try to escape, and then we have a very kind of cool moment. Not cool because I didn't like what happened, but
I didn't like it either.
the opposite of what we see in
Endgame.
Endgame, where Natty sacrifices herself to get the Soul Stone. Even though they fight about it, them too, right? Well, in this one, Clint sacrifices himself. He tells her, "I told you, I'm tired of
he's
fighting."
tired.
And
I
so
didn't like-
she can get away. She can get away with the arrow loaded up with Zola's consciousness and the virus.
Kind of like pretty much think of it like as a USB. Almost.
Yeah, like a USB.
Like you're trying to plug it into a computer to, give the computer a virus.
Yeah, and so Clint he sacrifices. So he goes into this like big old thing of like they're like in this like silo or something.
Mm-hmm.
Of, all these Ultron bots are coming up, and he's got like one arrow that I guess is a bomb, and he shoots it and blows all them up, and she gets away. And so she pretty much is in a sense like the last woman on Earth at that
And
point.
she's carrying Zola.
Yeah,
He's in an Ultron body.
yeah.
But for some reason, he can't hack into the Ultron system.
And she's like, why? And he goes, because he's somewhere off the plane of like existence. And they're like, all right. So then we cut to seeing him there, Ultron there with the Watcher or whatever, and he's like telling him shit like, oh, you've just been sitting back watching all this time.
He's like, there's so many multiverses that we could I could fix,
because mind you, he's already pretty much conquered like the known universe
Everything, yeah.
of our universe.
Yeah.
So he's like, now I want all these other universes.
His programming is still like kicking in, where he's like, I gotta.
Yeah, like I said, he had already got here like Ego, Sakaar, Xandar. Like I said, so there was nothing. Earth, there was nothing left for him, and that's what he said. Like Watcher was like, oh, he was alone, but then he's like, oh, well, now that I know that there's more, so I can do more destruction and like cleansing or protecting
And
or whatever.
almost like Watcher has to get involved now.
Yeah, and then we get this cool moment, right, Double A, where they fight, and even we see kind of like this. Super Saiyan version of
Watcher
Watcher.
is very powerful. There's a comic I have. It's called Supervillain Origins, and it's at Galactus' origin. And pretty much there's a part where Galactus is forming. After the universe has died, he's forming.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of incubating for like billions of years. The Watcher at that time says, I can end it right now. I have the power to end Galactus and end what he could become. But I don't.
Mm-hmm.
So the Watcher is a very strong being, but for whatever purpose, his purpose in the whole cosmic realm is just to watch. That's it. He records history. He sees all the histories all over. And his duty, for whatever reason, is just to watch and record. That's it. That's all the Watcher's purpose is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the court reporter of the universe.
Now, if you watch... if you read the comics, obviously Watu has gotten involved
Lots of times, yeah.
He famously, helped the Fantastic Four get the ultimate nullifier against Galactus.
Against Galactus, yeah.
So, he has gotten involved a few times. It's just there's the Watchers, whatever, I don't know why, whatever their purpose is just to watch, and that's it.
Yeah.
But we have a cool, little cameo. I forgot which movie it is, where Stan Lee is telling them about what he's seen. That he's telling the three Watchers about everything that he's seen.
That's
remember
right.
that part?
That's right. I
Yeah.
forgot what is that in.
I forgot what movie it is, but
It's like a Guardians one,
I think
right?
so,
Yeah,
yeah.
I forgot about that. Damn, I need to go look that scene
and
up.
so everyone's like, "Look, Stanley, he was a watcher."
Yeah,
You know?
because everyone had always kind of said that since he appeared in all the companies,
everything. Yeah.
Fox, Sony, and
Well, shit, even in Venom, he comes out again.
Yeah.
Let There Be Carnage, but as a magazine.
Yeah, as a magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool or whatever. But everyone was like, "Oh, Stan Lee's the Watcher" or whatever, which would have been cool to kind of write it that way. But but anywho, we get this fight scene, and the Watcher holds his own.
Yeah, they're going across multiverses.
Yes, and what about that one multiverse double A where it's we see Steve Rogers getting sworn in.
Yeah.
Steve Grant Rogers.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, that's pretty cool. I didn't know his middle name was Grant.
Man,
Like,
Grant.
that's pretty
Wow.
neat. Yeah, but you're like, what's on the world with President Cap? But yeah, like they're pretty much like going by the scrolls, going by like everybody, because Ultron's just like pretty much beating him up. But he does kind of power up, and then it's kind of cool. He gets out of his robe.
A little bit, which I kind of was like, the Watcher should still not be strong against someone with the stones.
Right. Right.
He's a powerful being, but he shouldn't be that powerful.
I like what he said though, where he was like, "You can't account for my willpower or whatever,"
yeah.
you know. And so again, because to me, it's kind of hard to see this stuff double A with the stones and all that when we have like what we know from Loki with the TVA or whatever.
But see,
it's
that's
like,
that's outside of time. Like the
right
TVA,
outside of time.
People, because I heard that same argument, I was like, no, but that's outside of time. That's not here.
In this
In this realm, the stones work.
Right.
Wherever the TVA is, however that fucking got set up,
yeah,
that's somewhere where that shit doesn't work. Powers don't work. The stones don't work. That's somewhere else.
Whatever Kang created, yeah. Like,
that's something else, completely different from outside.
Okay, know? Interesting.
Because how the fuck do you have collars that nullifies Loki's power?
Exactly.
Come on,
yeah, a god's power. Yeah. No. Oh shit.
Wow.
Sorry guys. Sorry guys. Looks like we hit the time there, so I don't know what all we lost, but we'll just use that as we want to take an outro break. Double A. I'm gonna let you take over real quick because I have to go to the restroom real quick.
Oh, okay.
But I'll be right back. And
we're talking everything. What if? What if CM did not have to use the restroom right now? Guys, excuse me. Guys, again, the big Texas Comic Con is coming. Jim Starlin, if you're a big fan of comic books, he's a creator of Thanos. He's a creator of Drax. Go out there and meet him. He wrote Death in the Family, a huge Batman story. He's there. We have Sean Shamel, the voice of Goku. Lita, Kurt Angle, they're going to be there. The guy who plays Night King from Game of Thrones, the first Night King. Gianco Esposito, Mandalorian, Moff Gideon. He plays Gus too. He'll be there. He's pretty much the big one that they're advertising at least. So it's going to be fun. There's a lot of comic vendors. CGC is going to be there. Heroes and Fantasies. So if you meet Jim Starlin, maybe go CGC. They'll send someone to witness him signing, and they'll grade your book right then and there for the signature series. That's what they call them. It's pretty interesting. That book, no matter what condition, once it gets graded, it's going to go up for a lot more, especially with the writer's signature, the artist's signature. So that's going to be pretty huge. That's a huge deal. So it's going to be a lot of cool vendors. Just about everyone that you see in Texas will be there. It's at the Henry B. Gonzalez. It's a really good spot. It's a really good venue. So that should be fun too. Tickets I don't think are too bad. Like $35 I think per person. So not too bad. You can get a lot of stuff. Usually the writers and artists really don't charge a whole lot. I've met some pretty big guys. And they really don't charge a whole lot. So take your books if you have them. I'm going to take this glove, so Jim Starlin can maybe sign it. So that'd be pretty cool to have here in the lab, so. Football this Sunday. Remember, watch it. Rich's team finally won. The Colts, they finally won. CM's Patriots put up a pretty good fight last week, so.
All right, cool. Guys.
Just kind of hyping up the big Texas Comic Con.
Oh, I know, man. I cannot wait.
Because I was telling him that Heroes, they're doing, that witness thing, where if you go to them, they'll witness Jim Starlin signing your book, and then they'll grade it. And they'll be part of that signature series.
Oh, interesting. In fact,
sometimes I always wonder how the writers or artists react to that, I always kind of wonder. Like, Rob Liefeld hates that.
The witnessing?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He hates that there's someone there to watch you sign it.
Yeah.
And they make money off that, so...
What are you going to do, though, right? I mean, it's like, people get your stuff signed, they're eventually going to maybe want to sell it. I mean,
that's all it's become. It's become like that.
Yeah, I don't know. What is it he wants? Just people just, like, own it, and that's it? Your personal collection? And...
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. It's weird to see someone, like, actually, like, looking at the guy signing. Okay, yeah, it's legit.
Yeah, I mean, I do it when I'm watching them.
But they make so much more money off them just doing that than the actual artist doing that. Yeah. Real quick, too, I wanted to talk to you about this because, man, I forget. I hate because I don't remember. The writer that Todd McFarlane worked with during his run with Spider-Man, David something. Mm-hmm. He came out again pretty much saying that he pretty much should be the sole creator of Venom. And Eric Larson jumped in. Eric Larson's like an Image guy, partnered with Todd, and he took over the Spider-Man art after Todd McFarlane left.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Savage Dragon, famous for Savage Dragon.
Yes, mm-hmm. and he does a really good Venom himself. His Venom is actually pretty nice. Pretty much saying that, the writer that wrote with Todd McFarlane pretty much said that he's kind of like the one that came up with the idea. And that Todd kind of like drew him, and he hated that Todd drew Venom the way he looked. He hated that look.
The writer didn't like it.
But it pretty much sounds like he's almost doing a Rob Liefeld where he's saying that he should really be the sole creator of Venom because he's the one that thought of it.
He's just the writer, though.
He's just a writer. Eric Larson was like, well, you can't really take credit either because if we're going that far, Mike Zeck should be the creditor of Venom because he created the black
suit, right?
That became the alien symbiote.
Ooh, I like that, Eric Larson.
But he was like, Todd's the one that came up with Venom's look. Todd's the one that came up with the idea of maybe making that suit a villain for Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. Blah blah blah. Like he ripped into this David. I can't say his last name.
Yeah.
But he pretty much ripped into him, saying that Todd's the one that pretty much pitched everything, and he hated that. Eric Larson, like he said that Eric Larson said that he got scolded by this guy because he made Venom's tongue really long and his teeth look really sharp and long and everything. So I don't know. It's one of those things again that we talk about. The writer artist, like Rob Liefeld doesn't credit Fabian Nietzsche with the co-creation of Deadpool, and I don't think he credits Louis Simonson for the creation of Cable. And it's kind of like, okay, you might have created Cable and Deadpool, but they're the ones putting the words there.
Yeah. That's super tough, man.
I've seen it, the story kind of suck when that person's not there. I'm sorry. The characters just are not good. So we really need to go into this we
do. I don't know that we'll find a resolution because the truth is it's a perfect marriage. It's a perfect marriage.
It is. Like the way we see it, even that documentary I had you see with Steve Ditko, where that interview flat out asked Stan, do you consider Steve a co-creator of Spider-Man? And Stan kind of really hesitates back.
Yeah, he does.
Where he's kind of because for Stan it was Spider-Man was my idea.
Yeah.
All of it was my idea. Him being a teenager, him having, Uncle Ben die, everything, that was him. But you don't get the Steve Ditko art.
Right. And that is the iconic Spider-Man
so it's
look,
kind of it seems like no matter what team it is, it's always a debate.
Yeah.
I had more input in this than he did. So.
And where do you bring in that instance we said where, it was Kirby that he drew not the first image of Spider-Man, right? It was the Spider-Man #1.
Yeah, but Stanley will like it because he looked too heroic.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Steve
but
Ditko,
it's still the one that is the #1 cover, right?
Yeah, Amazing Fantasy, that's Jack Kirby.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I found out. I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah. So see, to me, unless you're over the artist's shoulder and you're like, no, give him a red and blue suit, put webs on it, Yeah, he's like, okay, well, like this, we'll make him a little bit skinnier. Like, okay, like this.
But
Then it's yours. But if you're like, well, he's gonna be called Spider-Man, and
I'm
you
sorry.
make it up.
If you're pairing, okay, you can. The writer can give you a script and say, "Hey, this is what I want this villain to be."
Mm-hmm.
The artist, you're kind of leaving it up to the artist
Sure.
to kind of create the look
Yeah.
that you want. You know,
Mhm.
it's kind of like, man, what you know. I've never really heard Todd ever say, I'm like the sole creator of Venom." You know,
Right. In fact, I never hear him bring that up at all, or really. But I mean,
he says he is a creator of Venom. He is. You know, I mean,
Yeah. That's
so,
his art. I mean, and
Yeah.
Venom does look different at times. You know what I mean? Where he looks kind of like the teeth are all in his mouth, and he's just kind of like this big grin.
And I think that's Eric Larson.
Yeah, and then there's
When he
times where
took
it's
over.
like they're all like kind of
Yeah.
like where you kind of see it because you can kind of see the way that like a lot of Venom art resembles like Spawn art. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And like
Yeah.
when Violator's teeth are all like whatever, it's
Yes.
kind of very reminiscent of Venom
It
with
is.
the elongated.
But I just read that like when I was on Twitter and Eric Larson had that like where it is the writer of Spider-Man that Todd was pairing with. It sounded like he pretty much just wanted sole credit for Venom. So
No,
I was kind of like,
I don't
ooh.
agree with that.
Yeah, because everyone knows that run is really largely successful because of Todd McFarlane.
And then you got to ask yourself too, like, is it now? Did the writer guy like what parts did he come up with? Because there are parts that the artist might not think about. He might be like, his name will be Eddie Brock. He'll be a photojournalist
what it comes,
too. You know.
But you know what? What that run is so iconic because of Todd McFarlane art.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You really don't hear too much about the stories too much. It's like
No.
the introduction of Venom. It's the web becoming like spaghetti-ish. It's him becoming more like gangly, where he does his Spider-Man poses, where his knees are up and he's like, all that. That run is really just talked about because of Todd McFarlane's art.
For sure. No, it's hard to argue.
It's an
hard
interesting
to argue.
concept, it's still funny that, even to this day, you still got, the writer, artist pretty much saying, who's the creator of what.
It's like you said in the past about the band thing or whatever. I mean,
Yeah,
it's like, what do you do really? I mean, like, does all the band write all the songs?
Well, I don't know
Probably
if you
not,
remember, like, so long ago, Paul McCartney tried doing, how it's always Lennon McCartney, where he was like, well, my songs, I want it to be McCartney Lennon. So people would know, and people were upset. People were really upset about this, because he was like, okay, John may have helped me, but maybe he just put like a word in there.
Yeah.
So should he get credit for like the whole fucking song just because he put a word in there?
That's tough.
So
yeah, that is tough.
So I don't know. It's
But see, like with Kiss, it was just Gene and Paul.
It's
that
always
wrote the
Gene and
songs,
Paul,
right?
yeah.
I don't think any of the other guys.
Ace and Peter would write, but that became later. But it's always Gene and Paul.
But they own the songs, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like the Doors. They were always like, is everything's going to be credited to the Doors, and Queen at the end of their career, pretty much like everything's going to be written by Queen.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, it is tough though, because you can imagine it's kind of like the old school project, right? Like, we're on a team with two other people. We end up doing all the work. They don't do nothing, but we all get an A. It's like, well, what the fuck? You didn't do shit. You know what I mean? Like,
and the argument too is like Hotel California. The guitarist Don Felder always says he's the one that came up with Hotel California.
The words?
The music.
Well, which is like the iconic part.
Music.
Yeah.
But then it's like Don Felder and Glenn Frey are both like, well, yeah, but we wrote the song, we developed it more. So it's kind of like, I mean, they all got credit. They all did get credit, all three of them. But still, it's kind of like...
See, with things like that, it is like a perfect marriage. It really does have to be. That's kind of why I think it's neat. Like when Tarantino, I think he loves to write and direct because it's like, hey, it's me beginning to end. You know what I mean?
And with this show, when everyone always asks, like, how does everything come up? I'm like, it's always me and you.
Right.
I've always said that. I'm like,
yes.
Everything comes from us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, CM has credited me or coming up with the name, but I'm like, no, it's us. Because I just don't want that shit happening.
No, of course. Yeah.
of course I'm like, this show was created by us. That's it.
No. I agree. I mean, like I said, to me, it's the two parts make the whole. You know what I mean? So it's like, like I have no problem. Like, like the true story. I like that story. I like the true story that we were just sitting literally here and that's how the name came about. And I was like, that's a great idea. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, but it's like, but again, like there are so many aspects. I mean, even from the logo, you know what I mean? Like we have to credit Jess, but also, the part, that was done by Justin.
Of course it does.
we'll find it. You know what I mean?
But when it comes to like stuff like when it's just for this podcast, I'm like, no, it's creative.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It's not like, oh, I came up with the name. He came up with the design.
Right.
I came up with this. He came up with that. You know, I'm like, no,
I mean that too. Like people we're involved in that too because it's like we're the ones that kind of in our poor drawing showed Jess who improved it to what it became that we were able to show somebody that couldn't a graphic artist that could make it what it is.
But still, the whole idea,
right?
You know, I've always said everything is just it's always created by us.
And that's probably the best way to do it. But I mean, I get it though because an artist like for instance, if I was like a Stan Lee. But I can't draw for shit. Well, what the fuck is Spider-Man if I can't? Maybe I need to go write novels then. You know what I mean?
Nothing is really gonna pop without the other guy.
Right.
Seriously, I mean, Stan Lee stuff is never gonna hold up real if you don't have a Jack Kirby. You know that Jack Kirby art to really pop. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's weird. We got. I really want to get into like the writer, artist.
We should have that. We should bring up several examples. I know that you would have several examples probably between music and I see movies shows. Too. Yeah, I mean, we've always talked about the Stephen King hates the Kubrick Shining. You know what I mean? And you're like, I like them both independently because I've read the book and I've seen the movie. They're both independent, but I get how King would have felt where he's like, man, you fuck my shit up. You know what I mean? Like, so it's kind of like, what are you going to do on that note? But let's round it out here on What If, guys. We got one episode left, and I think we're at the end of this episode. Yeah. We can talk about that tail end part again. So we'll get it going right now. Guys, if you're listening to us on audio, you heard us take a little blip there that you see us go out. And that's when we let the audio load. And during that time, we read the comments on our Facebook Live if there's any. And if not, sometimes we just shoot the shit. Or in this case, go pee like I had to go pee, which I was pissing like Jimmy Dugan and fucking League of Their Own. And I was like, I only had 2 beers. What the hell? But I think I drank some water earlier, and so the water came to call. But either way, so we're at the end of episode 8 AA. We've already seen the Watcher and Ultron fight. Natty, Hawkeye has sacrificed himself. Black Widow has this arrow with Zola in it, and then what happens? Pretty much, it's like
the Watcher's surprise.
The Watcher's not defeated, but he kind of has to retreat.
He does,
and he needs help because Ultron's like, oh, I'm just going to go to all these multiverses now and start destroying those.
And there's no one that's going to be able to stop him.
Yeah, and so we get this reveal where the Watcher is talking to somebody. And who is that somebody?
I couldn't believe it when I first saw it because I thought that story was over.
Yeah.
It's Doctor Strange.
From episode 4.
You
said I watched too much.
Yeah, when he was like, oh, I saw it like about 4 times.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
I really do have
I saw it once and I never want to see it again.
It was way dark. It's very dark. It's very sad.
So I was like really thrown aback about this. I was like, wow, they're going to bring back that Doctor Strange again.
Yeah, he's kind of got like more like purple notes to him than
and even like the shadow. It's kind of like you see all the monsters.
Yes, yeah. It's good. It's
Benedict Cumberbatch too, man.
Yes,
and he even says like at the end with
Benedict Cumberbatch.
I was like, oh wow. I was like, damn.
But he pretty much tells him, he's like, I need your help or whatever.
My wife is a huge Doctor Strange fan. Like, she doesn't read the comics, so everything has been the movie. So, like, when he came out, that's like her second favorite character.
Yeah.
She loves Wanda, but then it's Doctor Strange. So she, like, fucking got super excited that Doctor Strange was back. So
no, for sure, man. I thought that was awesome, too. And it was kind of like, okay, like, to me, this is like, I feel like we're a little bit fitting Strange to be like, maybe what Tony was in the phase 1. I
hope so. I really hope so. I hope he signed on for a shitload.
I liked what you had said previously before, rest in peace, again, rest in power, King, Chadwick Boseman. But I had liked what you had said, Double, where you were really hoping they were going to build a new one around kind of T'Challa being like the cat.
Yeah.
But I guess he still would have needed like a Tony, and that would have maybe been strange. And unfortunately, now we don't have T'Challa anymore. We don't have Chadwick Boseman anymore as T'Challa, so we got to see what they're going to do. But I do like the idea of if Strange is going to be like the Tony character, but instead of being like this tech guru, it's going to be like the master of the mystic arts. You know what I mean? And I'm going to help us by that. And boy, does that come into play in the final season finale, episode 9, which is what if the Watcher broke his oath?
Yeah.
Which is what, man. So cool because you're like kind of like, oh man, you know what I mean? Like, here's this guy just watching or whatever.
In order to save his universe and multiple universes, he has to get involved.
Yeah, and it starts out right away with another in episode 9. It starts out right at the beginning with a comeback of somebody that we haven't seen since the first episode, which is Captain Carter.
Yeah.
So Haley Atwell is back as Captain Carter.
Kind of replaying
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
The beginning, yeah, and George St. Pierre is back as Batroc. Her and Natty have a little exchange, kind of similar to.
It's similar,
very similar to Steve's and
Frank
hers.
Grillo comes back.
Yeah, Frank Grillo's back. Yeah, forget the guy's name. That's
Rutledge.
Yeah,
I forgot. Yeah.
It's Crossbones.
Crossbones
to me.
Yeah.
But I love Frank Grillo in that role, by the way, too.
I love Frank Grillo.
But yeah, it's very cool that she's kind of like, hey, what about like a date? Which is kind of what she's telling Steve and all that.
The same thing,
and she looks cool, too. She's in the stealth outfit instead. So I see that becoming an action figure. I would love to have that.
It will be.
Like Haley Atwell's a badass. She jumps out the plane like Steve. She goes to fight with Batroc. It's pretty much like I said, the beginning of, like Double A said, the beginning of Winter Soldier. Except that
she sees the Watcher.
Yeah.
She's like, who's that?
And he's like, Captain Carter, you've been chosen. And you're like, oh shit, okay. So then we bounce to
another universe.
What's that universe, Billy? Do you remember?
I don't remember, but I'm just assuming that, he's going to all the universes.
Yeah.
To recruit everyone that we've seen.
So he gets, I can't remember who he gets next, if I wrote it, did I even write it down? Oh, he goes to T'Challa next.
Okay, which is where he's Star-Lord.
And what's kind of neat is that these little scenes where he picks them up, it kind of picks up where the episode ended.
Yes.
Because we see Ego has Quill up, and he's like, come on, son. It's only going to last 1,000 years. And it's Kurt Russell's voice. And so it's cool. And he's taking him there, and T'Challa bails him out. He bails out Quill, and he's like, stay here and let us handle this or whatever. And then he's like, the Watcher appears. Well, even Quill, who it's not Chris Pratt, it's some other guy, but doing the voice. Again, forgive me for not having that guy's voice here. But he says, hey, there's like a giant baby guy in the sky or whatever. And he's like, what? And he's like, T'Challa of the Ravagers, King of Wakanda, too. He calls him all that. And he's like, you've been chosen. So he takes him. And then he does go to get Party Thor. He gets Party Thor, who's busy partying, and it's kind of funny because he can't even interrupt him or whatever, which that was kind of like a funny part. Then he picks him up, and so he gets Party Thor. The one scene that's cool, though, right, is with Gamora, right?
Yeah, Gamora.
So he goes to get Gamora, and
she's dressed up like Thanos.
And Stark is there in a Hulkbuster armor, but it's got all this like war paint on it or whatever. And we also see the character that was played by Peter Dinklage in the movie, who built the gauntlet.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
the gauntlet's getting built or whatever. He doesn't speak or whatever, and Peter Dinklage isn't the voice or anything. But you see them in the scene, and he goes to get Gamora. He shows up, and Stark is like saying something to him, and he's like, "Not you, Stark." And he's like, Gamora, I'm here for you. It's daughter of Thanos or whatever. You've been chosen, so he takes her. Now, what I did hear Double A about this is that, and apparently there's a Lego set out where the Lego set comes with the Watcher, Valkyrie, the Watcher, Valkyrie, and I think it's Gamora. And the Lego thing you're building is that that Stark armor, because there was supposed to be an episode, but it didn't finish. And I think Tessa Thompson was going to do the voice of Valkyrie again, but they said that they're going to push that episode to season 2.
Okay.
Because COVID had, I guess, happened when they were doing that one, which I was like, wow, it still worked out, I guess, because the finale still worked the way it worked with Gamora or whatever. But you can actually buy that Lego set now that's got like that Stark Hulkbuster armor or whatever.
That's funny.
But yeah, so he takes Gamora. He goes to go get Killmonger, and at that one we see he's already at the throne room and all that at Wakanda, and we see Shuri and Pepper like running in, and right when they burst through the doors, like he gets already zapped or whatever, and so the Watcher takes them all to like some planet
somewhere. Yeah, somewhere. I don't even know if it's a planet or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
And it's like as a bar.
Yes. Yeah. Oh no, yeah, that's right. It's kind of like a
right, like it's somewhere in time, right?
And then who says that? Somebody's like, "We're in a pub."
Yeah.
And then you kind of see that it was based on Captain Carter's memory.
Yeah.
Strange is there. He tells them that, and you get the vibe right away. He's kind of the leader. You know what I mean? And he's like, "Okay, I'm telling you this."
Yeah.
then they go to this planet, and then the Watcher, the Watcher tells him, he's like, "You're the guardians of the multiverse."
Yeah.
Which is kind of neat too. I thought that was pretty cool because I was like, "Wow, we know that the multiverse is going to be a big role."
Yeah.
Excuse me, soon, and I don't know that.
I mean, it has been so far.
Yeah.
Wanda and Loki. So.
And it makes me wonder, do you think AA that maybe we'll see anyone in these costumes like come back, like, like to show a live action version of these What If characters?
Like I saw
obviously we won't get any Chadwick Boseman in the Ravager armor, but
man, maybe Haley Atwell.
That would be I think people would be clamoring to see her in the Captain Carter suit.
That'd be awesome.
So that even the alternate Strange, in the purple.
Oh, yeah, that's Strange.
The dark looking one, you know what I mean? So, or Killmonger, again, obviously Michael B. Jordan.
I mean, that's a way to bring him back, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that is definitely a way. And a few have long said that. And
I mean, DC's doing it right now.
Yeah, people, I kept reading articles that people really wanted him to be the next Black Panther. They were like, find a way to bring him back and make it like, like, I don't know, whatever. You know what I mean? You could just have it be, there's got to be some timeline, right? Doubling where he's an okay guy. So I think they just want Michael B. Jordan to be the next Black Panther. But the point being is that, so they're there, they get told that they're the guardians of the multiverse. They have a drink, which is cool. They've already had a couple of drinks because they drink in the car, then they toast again. Strange gives a pour toast. T'Challa helps him out. It's great. This is Chadwick Boseman's last performance as the Black Panther. And then, like Thor says, he's good at attracting attention. And then before you know it, they're on some abandoned planet so that they could kind of get their stuff together because Ultron doesn't have his eyes on it. But Thor attracts attention and Ultron shows up before they're ready. And right away, Strange gets to work, man. And this is kind of an interesting display of Strange's powers, right?
Yeah.
AA? He cast this protection
spells
around all of them. It looks kind of neat, like the way they do the sling ring thing, and then like into the little shields. But they're like around everybody in these like shapes of armor or whatever. Yeah. So it's pretty cool.
It is cool. It's really cool to show the extent of his power.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah, it was kind of
it can protect him against someone like Ultron.
Yeah,
with the Infinity Stone.
With the stones. Yeah. So it was like a good flex. This is kind of where you see him say some of that stuff, like I can, destroy galaxies with a thought.
Yeah.
Which is. So see, AA, it's funny, earlier, right, you were saying, like, it wasn't good to see the Watcher like that fight against him and with the power, with the stones, but it's almost like there's no way to write that good, the stones, because it's like, okay, someone might say, well, they're not creative, but if you have the Mind Stone, you can make yourself creative. You can, everything should be enhanced. Like I said, you should be able just to blink your enemies out, like blink, 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 like there's nothing left, like, like.
It should be.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So I'm like, when he shows up, like he physically shows up and he's got like a lance and all that. I'm like, why do you even fight?
Have all that? Yeah.
You don't even need to fight. You could just be like
especially since you're AI, you should already understand how these work.
I could just be like y'all are all dust. You're smoke now. You know what I mean? Like,
it doesn't matter about that protection spell.
Yeah. As soon as he learned about the multiverse, he could have just like snapped him out of existence. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but again, it's there wouldn't be a very good story.
Program, depending on how they wrote him.
Yeah, and it's also too like he says something interesting because they do try to destroy the stones, and he's like, "Well, these stones only work. The ones you destroyed can only be destroyed from your universe." Yeah, so they're like, I thought that was kind of weird, especially from what we learned about like the TVA stones, where it's like, what the fuck, like. Well, I guess when you're outside of time, it doesn't work. Which, if I was the Watcher and I see everything, I'd be like, well, let's just take him outside of time. You know what I mean? Then they'll just be useless or whatever. But again, I don't know. So
I know it's so hard to kind of write that kind of stuff because you kind of already put yourself in that hole. It's kind
exactly.
Because everybody was already talking about the TVA.
Right. Right. But again, like you said, that's the bad thing about writing something that powerful is that you write yourself into a corner and you're like, okay, with the Infinity Stones, you should be absolute omnipotence. Like
it's kind of how we talked about with like Superman. It's like people don't know how to write him so well because it's kind of like, well, he's the be all end all.
Yeah.
Who's really going to kick Superman's ass?
I think people have asked me too, like, well, how does the Infinity Gauntlet end in the comics? And I was like, I think the glove just gets stolen off of his hand.
It does.
And it's like, it's kind of whack, right? You're like, it doesn't really make sense if you.
Yeah.
Because with the time and the mind, you would be able to see forward and backward in time. You would imagine.
But again, it kind of depends on your brain. You're kind of still using your brain, so
right,
you're not really thinking about all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
but can't you also increase your consciousness?
That's the thing, though. Would you think about doing that? See,
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you would tell yourself, think about the things you wouldn't think about. This is why I liked about The Watchmen so much. We talked about it last week, and we were again late to the party on that one. But isn't it how wonderful it's written when they try to write Dr. Manhattan?
Yeah.
Because it's like they have her talking to him, and she's like, "What?" And he's like, "Well, I experienced it all at once." And you're trying to wrap your head around it. And
you
like,
think that's how maybe Thanos should have done it, but it's like he doesn't.
No,
because it's too much, almost for him to have all that kind of stuff. So you're kind of trying to contain it to where you probably can handle it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And maybe it's the same with Ultron. Maybe he has only so much AI
capacity
to that he doesn't even think outside the box.
Yeah.
He's just thinking about the program.
Yeah.
So maybe that is hampering how he would use it. Like you said, a normal person probably would have been like, "Oh, if I want to get rid of everything, boom. I'm going to get rid of everything," Yeah,
because I was thinking about this in the Doctor Strange episode, right, where she talks about there's points that are absolutes, right? And I'm like, well, would that apply to, like, if you had the Infinity Stone?
And see, that's the thing, too, because it kind of was weird. It was kind of like when King was all like, no, that was meant to happen when they went back in time.
Yeah, so that gives you an impression that some things are destined. It's predetermined, that you cannot. So you know how people say, like, oh, I would go back and I would, like, stop the Kennedy assassination, or I would stop Hitler. It's like, well, if those things are absolute points, then you couldn't be able to stop them. It would just continue to happen or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, what? Like, it nullifies the power that you're supposed to be having.
It is, but I mean, I don't know.
Like I said too, again, it's
hard to write because it's like, well, with this fucking glove, you should just be able to wipe out anybody. You should be, even if you wanted to hide, you should be able to hide yourself in some spot where no one will ever be able to find you.
Right.
So
the only thing I could think of is maybe if, like, you were so insignificant, like such a speck, that you're just off that god's radar or whatever.
Yeah. Because
essentially that's what it is. You know what I mean? Like, like Dr. Manhattan is a god, and it's like if you've got the stones, all of them, in the gauntlet or whatever, it's like you're like a god amongst gods. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, because you've got, mind, power, soul, time, mind,
strength.
Yeah, it's just like what the fuck else is there? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So very interesting.
So he assembles his team, and they still kind of show, like, Killmonger kind of being like an asshole.
Yeah.
Even after all this, it's kind of like there's still members that don't trust this dude.
No.
But they're all working as a unit. They're all battling him, and they're actually doing very well against him. You know? Which, again, shouldn't be happening.
Right. He should have been able to turn
none of them are
to...
really superpowered except for Thor.
Yeah, in fact, I was kind of thinking that. I was like, oh, this is a team with a lot of, like, there's not a lot
There's
of...
a lot of battle experience, but not, like, super strength.
No.
You know?
Yeah, I was like, you didn't get any, like, cosmic type, you know what I mean? Besides, well, Strange, you know what I mean? He's the one.
He's the one, him and Thor, but other than that, I mean, no one else should have been a problem.
No, yeah.
But it's cool. It's a cool battle.
Very cool. A lot of fun. It's a good action.
Yeah, it is.
Entertaining. I liked watching it the second time around as well. I was like, oh, damn, this is, like, pretty badass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Again, Strange is casting, like, at a level we haven't... I don't even know if they showed that in the movies, really.
No, because he's so superpowered.
Yeah.
With all the things he absorbed into his body.
Right.
We don't know where Strange's power level is at. As that Sorcerer Supreme, whatever the fuck he is.
Yeah.
The
dark Strange or evil.
We don't know how powerful he is.
Yeah, I wouldn't call him evil, but, like, definitely like a dark Strange or whatever.
But somehow he still has control. That's what's
weird.
Yeah.
A little bit. He has a little bit of moments where he like shadow thing comes out.
Strange. Yeah.
He's absorbed so much. I guess
dark
grief
energy,
and
whatever
darkness.
it is. Yeah.
But it's really cool. They kind of battle around or whatever. They're trying to figure it out, and they can't really kind of solve the Ultron problem here or whatever. But eventually, it comes down to the arrow that Black Widow had.
So pretty much Zola is in this arrow, all that information, and she shoots it, and Peggy comes up from behind him like Ultron while he's who's he fighting against? Thor? I think it's Thor.
I think so, yeah.
And she
Or
opens his
Strange.
mask,
Yeah.
and the arrow goes straight into his eye, and Zola hacks into him.
Yeah, he hacks into
his
him.
system.
Yeah. So once that happens,
they both fight. Remember, Zola's in there.
that's right.
Ultron's there, and Zola fucking corrupts him.
Yeah, and then like the body kind of falls limp or whatever. Well, of course, the stones come out and Killmonger sees this as his opportunity because he'd been examining one of the robots.
Yeah, yes.
And again, the smart guy that we learned that he was or whatever, he was kind of always plotting his own little thing or whatever. He gets the he uses that Ultron head to kind of uses the
make
tech.
armor for himself.
Yeah, he gets himself the armor. He gets the stones, and then he kind of tries to make a convincing argument to everyone. He was like, "Hey, this is the only way we can save our own worlds." He tells Strange. He tells.
He even tells Peggy, he's like, "Don't you want to be with your fellow?"
Yeah, he tells Peggy that, which is kind of like an endearing moment where you're like, "Ah, damn," you know what I mean? And they kind of all look at him a little bit like, "Shit," you know what I mean? But it's T'Challa, of course, that's like, "No, man, give it up or whatever, give up the stones or whatever," and he doesn't, but Zola is still consciousness, and he's like, those stones are mine.
The problem that we talked about earlier. Okay,
exactly.
You're trying to get rid of Ultron, but with this asshole.
Yeah, exactly. And so they become locked in like a battle, an exchange of power or whatever, and you're kind of like, well, what the fuck's going to happen? Like they're trying to both fight for it or whatever.
Fight for power, the ultimate power in the universe.
Yeah, well, the only one that can kind of contain them is Strange.
Doctor Strange.
Who puts them in like essentially like a...
almost that mirror universe almost.
Yeah, like their version of the Phantom Zone type thing or whatever. So
and he has them like right here in the palm of his hand.
Yeah.
Where they're going to be fighting for like all eternity.
Right.
And that's kind of like Doctor Strange's fate. What it was going to be all the time.
To watch after those two. Because if one of them were to get it, it could be...
the end of everything.
The end. Especially after all that they had seen. And the Watcher essentially is like, are you okay with this? And he's like, yeah, like...
I mean, his world was already fucked anyway.
Oh, yeah. So. I mean, he had already lost...
Christine, but everything.
So many times. And he was just corrupted with, the darkness that kind of... not corrupted him, but it had like... It was living inside of him or whatever.
And,
so
his world was over.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Yeah, that world had pretty much ended. So, it was interesting or whatever. And so then, after that, they end up back in that little pub or whatever. And the Watcher is like, you guys did a great thing, but your worlds will never know of your victory. They'll never know.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's time for you, like, I'm going to send y'all back or whatever. So he sends, like, back Thor and...
Yeah, Thor goes back. Natasha goes back.
Yeah, he reunites with Jane. But the Natasha one and the Peggy one are interesting. I liked because Natasha Peggy's gonna go back, and then she's like, the Watcher sees her hesitate, and he's like, you don't want to go back, right? And she's like, well, don't I deserve my happy ending, which is kind of neat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, like the Cap thing, and he goes, believe me, the world you're going to need Captain Carter. And she's like, all right. So she goes, well, then Nat's there left or whatever, Black Widow, and then she's like, I'm not going back because my world is
nothing.
Our world is nothing. She was like the last one on Earth. And then he goes, okay. So you get kind of this cool moment, right, where he's like, I'm going to take you to a world where their Natasha is gone, and at first I thought it was like the world we know.
Yeah.
But it's not, because you see regular Cap fighting and Loki's there. Like you almost get the impression that
it's back from that episode, the earlier episode 3, I believe it is, where the Asgardians have taken over.
Oh, really?
Remember? Where Loki took over.
That's where he takes it. I didn't pick that up.
Yeah, and so Natasha was dead in that one.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Remember?
Okay.
She was like, it's all about... I forgot that message that she leaves on. It's like, it's all about her. It's all about... I forgot what it is.
Yeah,
you remember, right?
Too.
No,
yes.
When her and Clint...
Hope. It's all about
It's
hope.
all about hope.
Yeah. That's the one with...
Michael Douglas.
Ant-Man. Yeah, with Ant-Man. Oh, man, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so pretty much like... It looked like it was like Nick Fury last ditch effort of trying to like...
Because Cap was there.
Yeah, he was there, but it looked like the last ditch effort of like kind of fighting the Asgardians.
Yeah. Oh
Taking the
gosh,
Earth
dang! I
back.
didn't even think I didn't put that
Yeah.
together. Okay, I need to look at that again so I can get all that
Okay.
put together in my brain. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I would have
And so
liked if she
she's
would
back
have
with her family.
come back
so.
here. Yeah, yeah. So that's kind of neat too. And we skipped over a bunch of stuff, guys. So it's still totally worth watching because like there's a part where she's got from Black Widow she's got Red Guardian's shield,
Yeah.
which I thought was neat because I was like, oh,
And
that
they talk about them
that
too.
movie just came out. Yeah, they talked
Yeah.
about them. Yeah, and that movie kind of just came out.
It
Even
did.
though
It's available for streaming now for all Disney Plus.
on Disney Plus. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean, like I mean, I guess I figured that even though the movie just came out, it had been around a while. Maybe that's how they knew. But they talk about like the Red Guardian shield.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about how like they dumped the zombies onto Ultron and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
from the zombie episode. So like and Scarlet Witch is there, which is badass. Or
I thought
really,
they were going to do more with
Wonder.
that, but they didn't.
Yeah, that would have been cool. But I thought it was neat that they kind of used her to
Like
kind of slow him down.
You
know?
would have thought with that gauntlet, like he could have turned her back.
Yeah, that's
into
true
Wanda,
too.
you
Yeah,
know, so
I'm sure anything with those,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, it really makes me think about that from what we learned in WandaVision, where they say she's more powerful than the Sorcerer Supreme, especially as powerful as we saw Strange was in this one. So it's very interesting to see, and especially against someone with all
Yeah,
the stones, he was really, really holding his own.
Yeah.
Especially this Dark Strange.
Yeah.
It was awesome, man. But what did you think about? Let me see. I think I hit on everything.
So again, I didn't like the Thor one, but man, this kind of made it worth it. It was kind of like a secret war almost.
Yes,
You
yeah,
know, so
very cool.
it was
Very
really cool.
I didn't think about that, but yeah, very much like a secret war. Double A, quick in this last 5 minutes before we'll wrap it up in the next block. But what did you think about the end credit scene? Did you see
man,
it?
I love it. Yeah,
That was great, right?
Yeah,
Like he tells her your world.
but I was
needs...
kind of like, how did he survive?
Right, without serum
Without
or
the
whatever.
serum, I'm like,
you
what
know,
the
like,
fuck?
yeah, he was
So-
frozen.
Yeah,
so,
but still, I was kind of like the whole thing about him being frozen was because of the serum.
yeah, and he was able to survive that. Yeah,
So I
maybe
was like,
within
wow.
the Hydra Stomper.
I guess
Something
I
like
don't
that.
know. I'm like,
But really cool scene.
I was like, cool.
The
you know?
only scene, the only episode with an end credit scene,
Yeah.
and it's you see Peggy Carter back in her world, and they tell her Black Widow tells her like, well, this is what the Batroc and those guys were after Hydra, that they found the Hydra Stomper armor from episode 1, and then she goes, oh, the Hydra Stomper, and then she's like, yeah, there's somebody inside.
There's somebody inside.
And so then it ends, and you're like, like she wanted a happy ending, and then maybe she'll get it with Skinny Steve, I guess. You know
Almost
what I
like
mean?
I guess the Watcher kind of did that on purpose. So
Yeah, like he
Yeah.
knew that not to send her somewhere
Yeah.
where, but it's neat earlier in that episode too, where she talks to Strange, and she's like, what happened, if you don't mind me asking, or whatever. I find her very endearing. I
Yeah,
find that character
for sure.
very endearing. And he goes, well, the same thing that happened to you. He's like, love or whatever. And then she's like, oh, is there a Captain Carter in your world? And he goes, no, Captain America.
Yeah.
And she goes, in my world, Steve gets to her, and she's like, oh, that'd be something to see.
That'd be
Like,
something,
she's
yeah.
curious, So, it was great. I loved it. It was
did
fun to
too.
watch it
I did
again.
too.
I watched almost every episode twice.
my wife and daughter really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So outsiders looking in, they really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I was hoping for more kind of standalone stories, but that's fine that they
Yeah.
connected it. So
And they may do it like that in season 2. I don't know. I wonder what people's opinions
it'd
were.
be cool once they
about-
start doing the other characters, though. It'd be cool once they finally
Oh my
introduce
gosh,
Surfer,
yeah,
Galactus,
yeah.
X-Men. So
The more they expand that, I
Yeah.
mean, it's just like there's room for.
I know they
seasons
can't right
3,
now.
4, yeah.
I know they can't right now because they haven't been introduced, and I'm sure
Right.
Marvel doesn't want to introduce those characters through a What If cartoon. But man,
Right.
it'd still be fucking cool to see
Yeah.
Galactus and Surfer.
Even stuff we just got like recently, like Shang-Chi, like
That
you know what I
too.
mean. What about more of the we didn't see any of Falcon or Winter Soldier really. I mean, we saw a little bit of Winter Soldier, but we didn't see much.
That's
Falcon,
right, we did it.
you
No,
know,
we did it.
and I mean, how neat would it have been if with the world where they dropped, that Black Widow would have been, it would have been the new Captain America,
Yeah.
Sam Wilson fighting, and we would have seen. Shang-Chi, you would have been like, oh shit, especially since now we know her lawsuit got settled, right? So it's
I know.
does that
Yeah.
mean we get our Black Widow back?
hope
You know what I
so.
mean? I hope so too, because
I
I,
hope
mean,
so.
she deserved to get paid and
She
all that,
did.
and so
I was like, come on.
that sucks that wasn't her fault about that or
know.
whatever. But I mean, maybe she'll do the voice for the next
Hope so.
season and
Yeah.
stuff. But man, at first that's what I thought. I was like, oh, is they bringing her to our universe? But then I was like, wait, Loki, and I was like, this doesn't make sense. And now that you made it very clear, Double A, about it was from that previous episode.
The Michael Douglas one.
The Michael Douglas one, yeah. So, a great series, man.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I can't wait for the next one, and I can't wait for them to expand it more and more. And I hope they keep Jeffrey Wright.
Yes, absolutely, man. He is a great watcher.
I love that beginning. Usually, I would always skip the intro, but I love hearing him.
His voice, yeah, it's so cosmic being and so like, dang, that's cool. Yeah. Do you want to see this series tie into future movies? And stuff
I don't.
Like
no, I hope it keeps doing just what it is. It's a what if.
Even in Multiverse of Madness, where they're going to address the multiverse?
I don't know. The thing about what if, it was just supposed to be a different scenarios.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And it was never part of the continuity. You know? I always liked that about what if. It was just fun stories, you know?
I personally would like to. I feel like as though like now they've kind of like addressed more. I mean,
it's always felt connected ever since like how they showed it, you know, Wanda, Loki, and now it's this kind of seems like it follows that trend.
Yeah,
you know, because of that we got this what if.
No, definitely,
because King had kept it in order.
Yeah,
but now everything's split, so it's kind of like now we have this what if now.
So you're seeing those alternates.
You're seeing those branches, you know, being played out. So,
and I think that's cool too because it came after that, and it's letting you see like, hey, this is what happens when those just go.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, their own way.
When I told my wife that, she was like, "Oh, so that's what that is." I was like,
"Yeah." And can you imagine, right? Like, you know, they show that ring, right, and then the branches coming off, but then off of those branches, other branches must come. You know what I mean? Over and I told her,
I was like, "Look, this would have been too hard to gather all those actors again." For this, so that's why it has to be an animated,
like an animated,
you know,
and they did a great job with this, especially
because you can't get Robert Downey to do this over and over. So
guys, we're quickly approaching what will be our last little break here. We'll let this audio load. We'll come back, and then we'll close out this episode in what was a fairly early night for just another Friday night, and hopefully get the episode up tonight. We'll be right back after this. Which is no really break, you know what I mean? Even if you're listening on audio, you just hear it go, shh, and then it's like, you know. But I don't know. I think it's kind of good that we have the breaks built in there because we can go back later on and add ads in if I need to there, and I've already naturally said that. So looks like a few comments came in. I did see that Rizzo said he finally got some audio in, which is great. We appreciate it. Yeah. Jason said, "What are we drinking?" We're drinking Dos Equis lime and salt. Jason, I don't know if you're still with us.
He said good night.
That's what we're drinking. So, good night, man. Have a good one. Brock Rumlow is Crossbones.
Rumlow.
Yeah, good call there, Chris. We appreciate that.
I wish they could have done more Crossbones because he's such a big character in the Captain America books.
Yeah.
You know, I wish they could have really done more.
And he came out like in 2 episodes, I think.
He
Frank
did.
Grillo came out. Yeah. So I can just imagine getting that call, man. And it's like,
I like Frank Grillo too, man.
Yeah.
That dude is such a badass.
What else has he done? Really?
I like him in Warrior.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever seen that one?
No.
He's really good in Warrior.
Okay. That one Purge, right, where he was the main guy.
2 of them, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he comes out in the 3rd one, too.
I need to check that. I'm behind on those.
You're way behind on those. They have like 2 TV shows, and they have like 3 more movies after that one.
And everything's connected? It's
still connected, yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, that's cool.
Because apparently she didn't win again, or she won, and then she was out. And the new founding fathers won again, and he reintroduced the fucking purge again. So yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh, Rizzo. He goes, I was disappointed with Crossbones in the MCU. They really shortchanged him. Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
He's like a big time nemesis of Cap.
Mm-hmm.
Like huge.
And they did a good job of getting a good guy, and he looked cool. So I was like, okay, we've developed the look and all that, you know.
But he's such a big adversary for Cap. They could have really done a lot.
Yeah,
and they didn't. You know,
you can even have a guy like that. Like you can write it where it's like, you know, he escapes and goes underground or something like that.
For you guys don't really know, Crossbones is almost like a Bane, but I think he was actually created before Bane. Yeah, I mean, he's just this big, fucking massive dude that can go toe to toe with Captain America. You know, I mean, he's like the Red Skull's #1 henchman,
right?
You know, #1 assassin, whatever you want to say.
Jacked up on something too, I'm sure, right? Some type of.
I mean, in the comics, he's huge. I mean, he's not like Frank Grillo at all. This dude's big, like big.
Maybe that's why they kind of made him like armored up in that. In that one.
Yeah.
So. And I've seen they sell that.
But I got like so many cabbage shoes with crossbones, and
nice.
He's just a really badass dude.
Yeah. Riz, you watched What If? What did you think about it? You seem like you're out here in Friday Night Land with us. I would love to hear your opinions on the show. Again, man, I can't say enough how much I liked it.
I liked it, and I never thought I would get to see a What If. So
yeah,
it's pretty damn cool. Man, I never thought I'd see The Watcher.
For them, it's like, for me thinking about it, it's a natural way to go. But the way they did it with getting the voices back and all that.
But you know what's weird is how like the order was supposed to be. Like it fits better that they did it this way, but I know it wasn't supposed to be this way.
Right.
Like I know it wasn't supposed to be Wanda, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki, and then it was What If. It was like some weird order they had it in.
Yeah, in fact,
like, I think WandaVision was supposed to lead into Doctor Strange.
Yes, it was supposed to be last.
Right?
Yeah, that's what
Something
I think I
like that.
too.
Or Spider-Man, whatever it was, the multiverse of madness.
Right.
It was supposed to all lead into that, yeah, but like this way they did it, it kind of made it sense.
Yeah, it
like
did.
because of them, because of what happened to Loki, now we're seeing this What If.
Yeah.
You know? So,
I think Falcon and Winter Soldier was supposed to be first. And when you think
which
about it,
fits.
it kind of does fit. Yeah,
it
feels like it because it's like that one doesn't kind of seem to follow the other ones. But yeah.
But the way they did it here, it's like it makes it work. You can kind of see what happened with the Loki. You're seeing the stories here now happening.
Right.
You know.
Right. Yeah, and it definitely worked that way too because you kind of get that reveal at the end of Loki that's kind of like, oh shit.
And my wife really liked it when I told her like maybe that's the way they're going now, and she was like, oh, so that's cool. So all those like branches that we saw in Loki, that's what's happening now. And I go, yeah, that's kind of what's happening now. Yeah, you're seeing all those stories now.
Right.
You know,
right.
So,
the multiverse is opening up for sure. Riz says, I need to catch up. Last one I saw was the Killmonger one. Okay. Don't watch the whole episode then, Riz, until you catch up. We go pretty deep into it, and spoiler alerts big time on that. He also says, I really liked them, though. I felt like I got better. I felt like I got better and better as they went along.
Yeah.
Agree.
Sure did.
Agree. Save for the well, you haven't seen it yet, but the episode after the Killmonger one, me and Double A were, I think you liked it less than I did for specific reasons. But the reason, me, it just was like the least.
It was out of all of them.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was for sure.
Agree. There's some great figures out right now. It's a build of figures, and you build the Watcher.
My wife really wants a picture of zombie Captain America.
Oh, okay.
You know that image where he's like that?
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Yeah. I'm sure you guys will find one tomorrow if y'all make it out to the con. Yeah. So, all right, Dolly. Well, let's get back into it, and then we'll wrap it up here. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
Sounds good. Let me see here. Make sure we got all of our ducks in a row as we do every time, and then we'll wrap this one up for you guys. All right, guys. Wait a minute. I'm trying to get us some audio here, but maybe not. What did I do wrong?
The multiverse is
the multiverse. I know right now, right? See, I need some Doctor Strange action. See, I don't know what's going on.
Well, that's weird. I don't know.
It didn't record anything.
It didn't record anything.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah. I wish I could just delete it.
Can we?
Let me see if I can. I don't know. It's acting wonky.
Oh, shit.
There we go. Sorry, guys. Part of what we do here in the audio portion is acting unusual. So let me try to get all that back together here for you guys. But Double A, what would you like to see in season 2 of What If?
Well, I don't really know because I don't know if they're gonna I wouldn't mind seeing more Spider-Man.
Yeah. I think we only got him in one, right?
We only got him in one, yeah. So I would like to see more Spider-Man, maybe more Strange. I don't know. I don't know where they're going. Maybe the Eternals, Shang-Chi,
I think that they're definitely going to touch on some of that stuff because that's the new stuff, you know what I mean?
And that's what I'm saying, you can't really keep doing, the Avengers.
Right. Yeah, this one felt very Avengers heavy, you know what I mean? But I guess it was because that's kind of what we had been knowing all this time,
Yeah.
Here, hold on, let me hold your thoughts, Double. I think I got us here.
Okay.
All right, guys, and we're back, as Joe says on Now Watch This. We had a little bit of audio issues there, but yeah, we read some comments. Rizzo of Invincible Comics is in the house. We were reading what he was saying. He's not all the way caught up on What If yet, so we told him, spoiler alert, don't listen to the whole episode. But I had just asked Double A what would he like to see in season 2, and he was saying not really sure yet, right? Because
I just don't know who they're going to be introducing. I want to see all of Marvel. They have their characters back.
yeah,
I mean, throw in Blade, throw in, Ghost Rider, throw in Punisher, throw in Daredevil.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, you're not going to use these guys. It's pretty clear. You're not going to use Punisher in a movie.
yeah,
They're not going to use Daredevil in a movie.
right.
They're going to put these characters in a show.
Yeah,
You know that. You know
Yeah.
they are.
You're Jessica Jones, I don't think Luke Cage.
I don't think
or-
we're ever going to see another Daredevil big screen movie. I really don't think
Yeah.
we are.
Interesting.
Show the Ghost Rider. Shit. Why not? You have these characters available to you.
Yeah, and the fact that you're doing it animated, and I know you had kind of in our first episode about What If, you'd kind of said like, oh, they don't really get the faces.
The
that close.
females, they don't.
Do you think maybe there's a reason behind that, Double A? Like just in
don't
case,
know.
like maybe like with the case of like Scarlett Johansson, they're like, oh, she might not come back, so we're gonna.
But see, they don't own. They own the characters. I know they can't do. I don't know. Maybe, but why do the guys
True.
that way?
Yeah.
And not the women.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a good point.
I don't know.
Okay.
But, I mean, shit. You like I said. Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
Luke Cage. You have all those characters again.
Or
Give
like you
them.
said, when it comes to someone like Ghost Rider, it's like, you don't need to even to show the
You
Danny
don't.
Ketch
I mean,
character
how
or
cool would that
the Johnny
be?
Lynch, just put the Ghost Rider hanging
Just
out.
seeing Ghost Rider come out. How cool would that
Yeah.
be?
Even in like the background, right? You'd be
Right.
like, oh shit, that's pretty badass. Okay, but let's just say the glows were off. What would be like a story that you'd want to see like that would be from in a What If form?
Maybe if they do pull the Andrew Garfield. What if Gwen had lived?
Okay.
That'd
Okay.
be cool.
I like that.
What else have we got in Green Goblin?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a Green Goblin episode.
I agree with you on the Spider-Man stuff. Though definitely some more Spider-Man.
There's so much stuff with
you know.
Spider-Man. Hulk. What if? I remember there was a what if Rick Jones had got caught in the explosion and not Banner.
Yeah.
So
It's funny what I was thinking about earlier to myself, and it just because thinking in the vein of What If, right? I was like, I've seen stuff like I'm sure you've seen this too, where like people just do like promotional stuff, and it's just like, damn, that's so badass. Whatever. Like for instance, I know that like Chris Pratt and Chris Evans had gone to like a children's hospital, but
That's
in
right.
their costumes.
Yes.
And it made me think, I'm like, imagine you could just do like, you pretty much tell both guys, hey, we just want to do a photo shoot. Just a photo shoot. This is what it is. And you get Jeremy Renner, but you give him like the long white hair, the round glasses, and
Yeah.
you get Hugh Jackman, and you give him like the
Old Man Logan.
The old man. Imagine that. Imagine if they just put an image of that out, like them somewhere.
I mean,
People
will
would
pop.
go
Yeah.
nuts.
People
And they
will
just,
fucking
this
pop.
is just promotional. We're not making it, but the people would be like, we want that movie
Yeah.
so bad.
I
Like,
do.
Yeah.
I hate I hate that Logan kind of used that Old Man Logan storyline. I
Right.
kind of hate that Thor Ragnarok used the World War Hulk storyline. I
Right.
really hate that. I'm
Right.
Like,
Because we can't get those
we
stories.
can't get those now.
You know what I mean? But in a What If, we probably could. You know
Yeah,
what I
we
mean?
could.
Even that. What about the idea of the people that are willing to do it? And we know that there are some, like Chris Hemsworth says, who always wants to be Thor. What if you mix? What if you blend? There's some animated episodes and some live action episodes.
That'd be cool if they could ever do it.
I mean, how cool would that? I just heard that the girl, damn it, her name escapes me. Someone, if you're still out there, Riz, if you're still out there, the gal that plays Jessica Jones, her name escapes me.
Kristen Ritter.
Kristen Ritter. She has said she would be eager.
All of them
to
have
be-
said that.
to be
Charlie
her
Cox has
again.
said that. John Berthal has said that. I mean, they're all like, "Let's do it." Let's
And I
do
know
it
people
again.
want John Bernthal again
I would too.
as
Yeah,
Punisher.
why
So
not?
I mean,
you invested what John Berthal, like a season of Daredevil and like what 2 or 3 seasons
two
of Punisher?
seasons of Punisher. Yeah.
You've dedicated that much time. It was under the Marvel brand.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not make it sound like this is under Netflix's brand. This
No.
was Marvel.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Bring it back.
I
You
mean, I
invested
think it was
that many.
badass.
You invested that much time in him. Do it.
And even the fact that they had those universes cross over,
I
mean,
want to see
that's
Kingpin
built.
again.
yes, he
I
has said it too. He wants to be
I
Kingpin
want to see
again.
Kingpin. I want to see Daredevil. Give me more. I want to see those characters.
Totally. You could do
I
it
want to
totally.
see Hell's Kitchen, but with Marvel, the Marvel production.
Yes. You could do a totally gritty Spider-Man story with, Kingpin, Daredevil, Punisher, Spider-Man,
Yeah.
because those guys were all in New York.
I mean,
They're
see,
all
how
hanging
cool
out.
would it be, him going up in Sinister Six, and then you got like Daredevil
Mm-hmm.
coming out to help him.
Dude, that'd be badass.
Charlie Cox, that'd be awesome.
Totally, man. Especially too, like I know people have rumored about it, but the Matt Murdock character and how that would be. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, he's a lawyer, so use that. Use that.
But
to,
how cool would it be, right, to see like Tom Holland go to like Hell's Kitchen and
Dude.
the Murdoch and what's his name, Foggy Nelson,
yeah.
Nelson,
Yeah.
Murdoch and Nelson.
Yeah, man, that would be really badass. I mean, like, and again, they've built that up. It's there. You know what I mean? Like you said, use it. I mean, like even in the what if
your
form,
brand, yeah.
Even in the what if form would be cool. They could have had that. I mean, like people talked about it where they were like, that scene at the end of Endgame when they're bringing everybody in. It's you could have easily had them show up, but again, they do seem a little bit outmatched by what they were up against. You know what I mean? Like Punisher, Daredevil, and I mean, although Luke Cage might have been okay.
You keep them
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
You keep them in that little corner you have.
Because obviously they're dealing with their own stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I even thought, like if you could flash back to like the Battle of New York, like they were still around. You know what I mean? Like
you could show them fighting those dudes.
yeah, the Chitauri and stuff like that or whatever. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
again, it's so weird because those characters are kind of so much. I know it sounds weird, but they're kind of more grounded in reality.
I know they are, but still,
not
it was
against-
still under the Marvel brand,
Mm-hmm.
and you can easily put them in there.
Yeah.
Like I said, just a door that had like Nelson and Murdoch. I mean, people would pop for that.
Oh, I'm telling you, man. Yeah, even just like seeing them on the side or whatever, you'd be
Yeah.
like, oh shit, or on a rooftop, just
Imagine
Punisher
someone-
just taking out some of them.
You see the red glasses, and you're like, oh shit, that's Matt.
I agree. Let's see what Riz say here. They did an R-rated label of the MCU where Deadpool would thrive.
Even before that, he goes, well, Matt Murdock is rumored to be in the next Spidey film.
Right.
Which, again, I would like. I don't know if you remember that 90s episode. It was like a two-parter where he's defending Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. That was fucking cool.
In the cartoon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that.
And they do have like a long history, like a long friendship,
Yeah.
There's like a cool issue I got where it's just like after they kick some guys' asses, they talk the whole night all the way till morning, just catching up again,
that's
being
cool.
friends. It's just them two hanging out. They're like flipping throughout the city, but then they just like talk. They sit down and just talk about everything.
Yeah.
Everything that's been going on in their lives. I mean, they have a deep history there.
One of my ultimate and favorite respect moments for Daredevil is when he tells off Tony during Civil War. He gives him the piece of silver.
Yeah.
He's like, now you just need 29 more for the rest. You're like, damn,
The
that shit was
Daredevil
cold.
character is just a really badass character.
Oh yeah, love Daredevil,
so,
man. Another guy that is kind of like fighting from an underdog,
Yeah.
But what else Riz says?
He goes, but what if we had a Marvel Knights movie with Ghost Rider, Moon Knight, Punisher, and Blade? And see, that would even be cool
very
too.
badass. I mean, like you said right there, Moon Knight's coming.
Like, you already got the Robbie Reyes character. You got Moon Knight, Oscar Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
You got Punisher, John Bertha.
Blade, Mahershala Ali.
And they already, I heard a little thing that came in fake. He was like, we would like Wesley Snipes back too. I mean, can you imagine Wesley Snipes coming back as Blade?
Suit
the
up
guy
one
who
more
kicked
time.
off the whole,
Yeah.
Marvel thing. I mean, man.
And again, like you said, people would just pop the multiverse now. It's like even Ultron says that anything's possible with the multiverse.
Now, personally, I would like to see the Johnny Blaze version of Ghost Rider.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one I would like to see because he's just the first. I would just like to see the first happen,
But not Nicolas Cage.
Well, he even talked about him coming back too.
Who would you cast? I know we've talked about this before.
For Johnny Blaze? Shit, why not Chris Pine? He's around that age.
Okay.
Johnny Blaze was never like a really young
guy. Yeah, I like it.
Shit, Chris Pine?
I'll take it.
I like the way he looks in Hell or High Water.
Yeah. Get him in Marvel.
He kind of already has that, that look.
Steve is dead anyway at Wonder Woman, so we bring him over here.
Right?
We'll take you, Chris Pine. Come on over.
Rizzo says if they did a rated R label of the MCU where Deadpool would thrive, because he's supposedly going to do a PG-13 when he's with the Avengers guy, but rated R in a standalone. Mm-hmm. They talked about Norman Reedus. I guess
that would be
Blaze.
for his Blaze. Yeah, we had talked about that too. That would be awesome.
If you're going to bring Norman Reedus in, that'd be cool. But then bring in Danny Ketchner.
Yeah.
So he can be that Johnny Blaze from the 90s.
Yeah.
Where he's like, the ponytail and the flame gun,
Yeah,
and then bring in a Danny Ketch thing.
that'd be pretty badass too. I always like the Danny Ketch Ghost Rider as well. But
I mean, he was super popular at one point.
Oh yeah, remember that book was #1 for a while.
Yeah, I mean that dude was like that part of that '90s explosion.
Is that #1? Is it high? Is it hard to get?
Now it is. Now it is.
Yeah.
It's gaining like steam. But when I got it like 15 years ago, it was at the Ekman's. It was just in some guy's bin for like about $1. So
crazy.
It's just it's exploding how much it is. Yeah. So
very cool. Very cool. This is good idea, Double A.
I mean, that'd be cool, right? Just having him like as that Blaze character from the '90s.
Yeah, I mean, the more they open it up, I mean, like I said, we'll get more stuff. I think you can do more things with the What If.
Bring those characters in. Do it. You don't need to hide them. You don't need to like wait for this big old.
There's like this like veil that like, hey, we all know. And you all know we know, like, if we're fans, we watch those Netflix shows. We're watching the other stuff. It's like, we know you have it now. We know you got Fox. We know you got,
Fantastic Four.
The Sony stuff.
The Surfer.
You're dropping these little things. I mean, again,
don't make us wait till 2024, 2025 to see these characters.
Maybe it's not the best reveal to do it, like, I guess, in a
and
What If show.
But still, I mean, you can throw in these other characters.
But again, if you give us a taste, just a little bit, then it's like, oh, that's so cool.
It's like I said, see, what if, like, there was a What If episode, and you see Charlie Cox's name, and you're just like, whoa, holy shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Daredevil's coming out.
Exactly. And like you said, there's a very good chance that we might not see some of those people get feature films. You know what I mean?
And they won't get them. Trust me, they won't.
They're going to be sharing time. Like, even if Charlie Cox does come out in the Spider-Man movie, it's not going to be a lot of Daredevil.
I've come to appreciate how they did it. I think the shows are actually better for these characters in a movie.
Yeah.
We're never going to get the depth that we got from Falcon and Winter Soldier if it wasn't for the show.
No.
We're never going to see Wanda explored the way she was.
No.
Without the shows.
Agreed.
We're going to get like 3 2-hour movies. That's awesome. That's perfect. I was really disappointed when they said Obi-Wan wasn't going to be a movie and then when they said it was going to be a show, I was like, well, shit, this is better than a 2-hour movie. We're going to get like
5 hours.
5 hours of
6
Obi-Wan.
hours. Yeah.
I mean, man, they could do so much more now than that 2-hour movie that they're going to present us. Now we're going to see more Anakin. We're going to see flashbacks because he's going to be in there.
Right.
Hayden Christensen. And they even said they might even have a rematch from the Mustafar.
Yeah,
and that battle that we saw in The New Hope, that was going to be that's the third battle.
Oh wow!
So I was like, holy shit, they might actually fight again.
That's a lot. That's awesome, right there.
And then they're saying that's why Vader was so hesitant in The New Hope, because he was like, shit, I don't know what he has left in him.
Right?
You know what I mean? So
that's kind of cool.
Like this guy's still fucking dangerous. That I have to be, cautious.
Yeah. Wow, that's pretty cool. That's good. That's good. Filling in the holes.
Yeah, because it's kind of like why was he so hesitant against an older Obi-Wan?
Right.
But he was still fucking kind of nervous. He was like, "Oh, this guy kicked my ass."
And he's obviously not going like all out either.
Not anymore. I mean?
Yeah. No, pretty badass. That's shit's all good.
But
stuff
that's why, I started appreciating the shows more. We get 1 hour shows. A 9-episode season. I'm all for it. Fuck the movie. I'm all for it. If you're going to have the budget, we saw with The Mandalorian. We're getting so much out of The Mandalorian, that we can ever hope for.
Yeah.
I'm all for the shows. If you want to get me more a Darth Vader series, I'm fucking there. I'd rather have a series of Darth Vader than a movie of Darth Vader.
And how about that? You can do that right now because you can get James Earl Jones if you want. Probably you've got the money. You can get all the voice you want. And you don't need anybody for the body. You just get a big guy for the body.
And that's the cool thing is that Disney has the budget. They're making these shows, big budgeted shows.
It's like you're watching a 5-hour, 6-hour movie.
You're getting the same special effects. You're getting the same actors. It's like, wow,
I think for season 2 for me of WandaVision, I'd like to WandaVision. Definitely, I want to see season 2 of WandaVision. But for What If, I want to see use some of the WandaVision. I know you heard probably too that they want to do the Agatha.
Yeah, I was like, series. I told my wife, I was like, wow. After like a few episodes, like she's hot shit.
I did that Emmy nomination and all that. I would like to see bring in those characters, bring in the Wonder character, bring in some of those.
But it's so amazing, right? These are characters that we wouldn't have cared for shit about,
Right.
you know, and they're making us care for it.
But if you're gonna get the voices, you know, you're gonna get, you know, the Teyonah Parker to be Photon.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna
Yeah.
bring them in. You're gonna get, you know, Sylvie. You know,
Yeah,
from
Sylvie.
Loki.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna do, you know, what if episodes with them. That'd be awesome. You've got seasons upon seasons built out.
You can.
And I think from what I hear, the Hollywood people, they all like to do voice work because it's like you just come in,
It's easy.
do your recording, and then you're out. I'm like, dude, and they're gonna be paying them. You know what I mean? So. I think there's a lot of room and stuff for What If. I hope we get a lot more out of the shows.
You know, the show flopped really bad, but you know what? You can still show Black Bolt in a What If. How cool would that be?
Yeah.
You know?
They brought back
We
Coulson,
love Black
you know?
Bolt.
Yeah.
You love
Oh
Black
man,
Bolt.
I would love to see them get that right. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I didn't realize that was only 8 episodes. I saw that it's on
It's just
Disney.
it tanks so bad.
Yeah, I kind of want to look at it just to see.
I don't know. All the reviews I read, it was just horrible.
Yeah.
Just bad,
Yeah,
real bad.
we need to check it out. Let's see what the last of the comments are here.
Rizzo says, "Yeah, I love the shows for that. The depth of those characters. That's what I'm
Totally.
saying. I'd rather have these shows now. After seeing them how they're done, they're done so well. Yeah, I'm all for the shows more than a movie. You
I
know?
agree. I agree, man.
Give me a Ghost Rider series. Give me a Daredevil series. Give me a an Unhuman series the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
You know, give me more Mandalorian. Give me an Obi-Wan. You know, just give me everything. I'd rather have those than a movie now.
and then with the multiverse they opened up, there's the ability to correct stuff like the Inhumans. There's the ability to, you know, you could have an Ultron show up on a world like that and just destroy it, so it never happened. You know what I mean? So fix the stuff you gotta fix, and then bring us the good stuff. And you know, put it in some What If episodes. That'd be very cool. I mean, like I'll watch that. I think that would be great. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it would be.
Well, anything else, Double A? Final thoughts?
No, it's a really cool show. It's 9 episodes, like 30, 35 minutes, real easy to go through. And it actually does connect all the way. It's pretty much a whole connecting season. You think it's standalone stories, which I thought it was, but no, it turns out it's a whole connecting story. So if you're into like a long story, this is probably your show. So, and it's cool. Like you said, almost all the voices come back. You got Samuel L. Jackson, you got Kurt Russell, you got Chadwick Boseman, Michael B. Jordan, Haley Atwell, you know, Clark Gregg. I mean, you got just Karen Gillan. You know, you got a shitload of people that came back.
Yeah, I watched a lot of episodes with my nephew, and he liked them. I think he liked it because it was animated, and he even asked me, he was like, "What kind of animation is that? Can you look up what it's called?" And I was
My wife
looking
and
it up.
daughter look forward to every Wednesday. So.
Yeah. So it's for, he's trying to keep, he's one episode behind, so he's got to watch that. But he was waiting because he's going to watch it with his grandpa with my dad. So they wanted to watch that last one together. But I loved it, man. I mean, you know, Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor
That
Strange
too, man. That
came
was
back
awesome.
and was like killing it, man. Like I was like, man, Doctor Strange was awesome, and they made him so powerful. Like a new side of Strange we saw. In fact, like I said, they kind of showed another side of what the stones can do in another person's hands, and they also showed like what Strange can do, like really flexing. I think harder than he did in the movies.
For sure.
You know,
For sure.
So it was awesome, man. I loved it. What If? Always cool comics, and then they made a really cool show out of it, and they used, you know, the kind of the first 10 years of the Marvel universe.
Yeah, they sure did.
And even at that, they didn't touch on everything, but they grabbed the really good highlights and made some cool stuff out of it. So I look forward to definitely seeing season 2 and more and what they do with all that stuff. But anything else, Double A, want to talk about before we get out of here?
No, I'm good. I'm good with this.
All right, guys. Well, we hope to catch you guys over at Big Texas Con if we get a chance to see you. Take something really cool for Jim Starlin to sign, man.
Saturday, hopefully, you know, me and CM should be there tomorrow. And if you don't see CM tomorrow, he will be at the Bang Bang Bar Sunday, 10 to...
10, it'll be actually 12
to
to 4.
And he will be there. And he might have some Just Another Friday Night merch.
Yeah, so if you never got a chance to get something, I'll probably have something there. And if anything, I might have a sticker or two for you, maybe, if you come out. Guys, if you don't know, as always, go give us a follow on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at JAFN Podcast. And really, we're trying to hit up the subscribers on YouTube. So if you get on YouTube, search Just Another Friday Night, hit the subscribe button. That means the world to us. Don't forget to check out our friends over at Authority Comics on Facebook. Always great graded books there. And our friends in the Invincible Comics and More group. Great stuff there. If you want to watch some toy unboxings, you can check out me and my nephew. He's 8. We are the Monkey and the Unky. We do some fun stuff on there sometimes. My girlfriend sells stuff at facebook.com/trinketruck. Check that
And
out.
she will be the main seller Sunday at the Bang Bang
She's
Bar.
going to be the one
And
primarily
she
selling
is
stuff.
super creative. She's a super creative woman, very talented. She can do just about anything. So.
I'm going to be there just as a proxy to her, so I'll probably be drinking a beer.
But
so
she's super amazing. Super, super amazing.
And come see her hats, because those are
Yeah.
two beautiful pieces
Yeah.
just to look at. Again, one of a kind, hand painted, freehand. I sat and watched her paint them, and I'm
She
like,
helped
wow.
come out with this creation. So
That design is pretty much her stamp right there. Also, if you want a shirt like that,
If you want.
go over to threeleggedrabbit.com. You can see our friend Rizzo's art there. He did a great, beautiful shirt for us with the Alamo City
it's right
on
there.
there.
you can grab either. It doesn't matter.
See, get the AA version right here.
Just how cool is that he was able to do that?
Yeah,
you know?
man. I mean, he turned us into a comic book cover of one of our favorite
Our
comics.
stamp right there, our microphone right there, our logo here, Alamo City. I mean, this is all Rizzo right here.
Yeah,
So.
where our name comes from is just another Saturday night, and we are just another Friday night. Which again, I showed Rizzo this cover, and he was able to make it into a poster for us. Two versions on that, the CM Chuck version or the AA version. That was a AA version. You can get that at threeleggedrabbit.com, as well as a multitude of
I
other
don't know if you
art
saw
shirts.
his Venoms cover.
Oh
that he
yeah,
did.
I did. Yeah, and he did one of the guy I told you about from Trick or Treat.
That's right. That's
So
right.
yeah, so great stuff. Rizzo is selling his own
Rizzo's
art.
really good. He's a really good artist. So.
Really talented artist. So please check him out and give that website support. Plus, there's a ton of other great shirts on threeleggedrabbit.com. Dork Dad podcast t-shirts. Now Watch This podcast t-shirts. Just Another Friday Night podcast t-shirts. Amongst a multitude of others that Lucky has. Monster ones, Ghostbusters, the Joker. Great stuff on there. So go check that out. Buy some stuff, guys. Definitely go to.
It's gonna be a fun weekend. It's a fun weekend.
I think so. I think it's
so
gonna be a
go
good
to
time.
Texas Comic Con either not anymore today, but tomorrow, and then check out the Bang Bang Bar. 12 to 4.
12 to 4 on
CM
Sunday,
Chuck.
and then tomorrow 10 to 7. You run into one of us, or we
Hey,
might
if
be
you want a
together.
signature, it's free.
There you go. I don't charge.
It's free.
It's the only autograph you might get for free tomorrow. That's for sure. But t-shirt costs you a little
And
bit.
hopefully, if we are there together, hopefully, maybe we'll do like a live video. That'd be
Yeah,
awesome,
that would be great,
so-
man. I would like to just flip some books with you, man,
Yeah,
and see if you can
yeah.
help me find something before I meet Starlin. At least we
Yeah.
should get that on film.
That'd be awesome. That would be awesome.
Then I'll tell him, can you say you love Just Another Friday Night?
That's a hard
podcast?"
sell, but
Yeah, you might want a little bit of cash for that.
Ooh.
But
man,
all
that's
right,
when
guys.
you're gonna have to flip away.
Yeah, that's
And
what I flip
repay 'em.
away.
And then like, all right,
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys. Well, for myself, CM Chuck,
double A.
something we like to say at the end of every show, guys. Something that you want to do, something that you want to accomplish, a hope, a dream. Go out and do it, guys. Seize the day. Today's the day you do it. Today's the day you make it happen. Pretty much these What If episodes were all about people seizing the day
big time.
or trying to seize the day.
Big
You
time.
know, from Doctor Strange trying to save his love to, even Captain Carter at the end. With
Big time.
wanting to kind of say, maybe can I go somewhere
Can
else?
I? Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to seize that one. And then obviously Black Widow saying, I'm not going back to that barren world. You know what I mean? and
Yeah.
by her doing that, the Watcher listened to whatever and he helped her out. Also, obviously Killmonger's trying to seize the day every chance he got.
Big time.
So
now he's fucked
you know,
in a like little universe. And,
the Marvel Phantom Zone, as we call it, and the same thing for Zola and Ultron as well.
Big time.
So if you want to be like those guys, seize the day. But guys, as the man himself says, even when he's a Hydra Stomper, you got to do whatever it takes, guys, to make that happen. That's what the Guardians of the Multiverse had to do to make sure that everything was going to be A-OK, was to do whatever it takes, and they most certainly did in a fantastic series from Marvel. They just keep hitting homers, AA. So, guys, once again, we're Just Another Friday Night, and we appreciate you being here hanging out with us or listening whenever you're listening. And we'll see you next week. Good night.